and ask them to link their Ingles Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, I got a question. Do you hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you could just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you don't need to touch to put on, and it's only from Skechers, the comfort technology company. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. And these are not your standard slip-on shoes. This is the next level slip-in technology, so it's even easier. How do Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. And it also keeps your feet secure in heavenly comfort, which means they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers, and you can even put them on with your hands full. What are you, rushing out the door with your kids? No problem. Just step in them and go. Look, we all hate bending over and struggling to put on our dirty, old, germy shoes, but now, just get Skechers Slip-ins and never touch your shoes again. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Jeff Passan reports Mariners rookie outfielder Julio Rodriguez will get an 8-year contract extension worth $120 million. After the 2028 season, the team could then pick up an 8 to 10-year option worth between $200 and $350 million more. Rodriguez is the first Seattle rookie to have 20 home runs and 20 steals in a season. He was also an All-Star and the Home Run Derby runner-up. Steelers quarterback Mitch Trubisky will start the preseason finale Sunday against the Lions. ESPN's Sam Acho believes Trubisky should be the starter in Week 1.
Part of the reason why is because of his mobility. We've seen the offensive line issues with Pittsburgh, at least so far this preseason. We know what they were last year. Mitch Trubisky has the mobility to move around and to avoid some of the sacks that Kenny Pickett may or may not take.
Sam Acho on Get Up. Rookie Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph will also get playing time on Sunday. Second round of the Tour Championship in Atlanta. Scotty Scheffler holds the lead right now at 17 under, 6 shots ahead of Jon Rahm.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy, as always, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join the chat. The link is in the description of the video for the Battle for the Belt. We want everybody involved in this as our big charity drive, and what better way to, get you previewed for tomorrow's big half marathon fantasy football. Everything you need to know gonna be right here in the Sportsocracy from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow. Jeremy and I will be joined by the one and only Brian Haynes.
The first need that we needed.
That's right. Brian is going to be joining us for the half marathon fantasy football coverage tomorrow. We'll give you a preview of that coming up later on in the program today.
We got some spicy little nuggies for you. If you've got a draft coming up early tomorrow, show us to your friends.
Right.
They're your friends. We want to be our friends. And This contest is going to be unlike anything you have ever seen.
Mm-hmm. The battle for the belt. We have our own championship-designed belt that is going to be manufactured specifically for the winner of this battle for the belts competition. And it's only $20 to get in. $20 donation that will help needy kids have Christmas gifts this holiday season. What better could you do? Obviously, teaming up once again with Eblen Charities and the St. Nicholas Project for that.
And literally there are people jumping in all the time. Bradley Davis just hopped in. Brett Ponder. We got so many people involved in this. You want to be involved in this contest. This is going to be so much fun. We have ideas to show you on our social media. So if you have companies, things like that, just put it in the tagline when you sign up. You can get all those things out there. We want to help you as you help us help the kids here in Western North Carolina.
That's right. Again, the $20 donation goes to the Eblen Charities St. Nicholas Project, and we'll be, of course, sharing more about the St. Nicholas Project with you throughout the process of all of this. But, yeah, let's have some fun. And
today's the day.
Today is the day.
Today's the day.
I mean,
if you're watching us on the YouTubes, got a whole notebook full here of bangers.
It has been about 195 days since Jeremy last went ballistic, right before the Super Bowl.
And I'm telling you right now, I have deep dove on week 0. I'm not telling you it's going to be the most palatable football to watch, but there are a couple of these lines where I'm reasonably sure whoever set them was either legally intoxicated or they haven't watched football in the last 3 years.
But who cares? Because it's actual meaningful football. It's the first time for real football, regular season football. I don't care that it's North Carolina and Florida A&M, maybe. Maybe.
We'll talk about that later in the show.
Yeah,
I fully believe it's going to happen. There's been a little kerfuffle.
Yes. But we will have, of course, other games if that one doesn't come off, which could be the case. But,
well, I mean, who's not looking forward to the nightcap banger of Hawaii and Vanderbilt?
I can't wait.
If that's not appointment television for you, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
It's great storylines all over the place for week 0 football. Look, you may not have a top 25 team involved in the week 0, but you got all the football back. All the football is back. Speaking of football, did you check out the preseason games last night?
I did. I've been asked a lot of questions about Trey Lance, and I'm going to steal a line from another quarterback in the NFL, RELAX. But they didn't score against the backups for the Texans. I do not care. Don't care. I have learned, now I'm a little biased because I am a fan of a team that is coached by a Kyle Shanahan disciple. They show absolutely nothing. I watched every play of Trey Lance last night. And you know what I learned? I think they're running these plays off Madden. These are the most basic concepts you've ever seen. Do I think that's going to translate to week 1? No, I don't. No, I don't. I did glean something from last night, though.
Who shows their hand in the preseason? No one.
Some teams do.
Do they?
There's a reason that Jeremy's 17-4 just giving you preseason bangers every single day right here on this show.
And you'll have more of those bangers for us coming up later on.
Oh, yeah, just because it's week 0. That doesn't mean that we're eschewing the NFL.
No, we got a green on green. We got the 5 on it. And then at the end of the program, Jeremy will lose his mind as he gives you all of the picks for week 0.
And right now, my blood, the balance is, it's more caffeine than it usually is. So this could be special.
So Trey Lance, you say relax.
Calm down.
There's no window into the future here from last night's performance.
No, I mean, does he have some accuracy issues? Yes. Has anybody that's been defending him ever said that wasn't the case?
No.
No, he's a dual threat quarterback in the most malleable offense I've ever seen. It will work. I can't tell you it's going to be pretty. I can't tell you it's going to be the most aesthetically pleasing thing you've ever seen.
Well, when was the last time 49ers football was aesthetically pleasing? I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that 17-14, 23-20 kind of gutted out play defense games.
When did Bill Clinton get elected the first time?
Right.
Because that's about the last time.
Right. You got to go back to Desert Storm practically and the Joe Montana era for spicy San Francisco 49er football.
I just don't care.
I don't know. The Kaepernick years.
That was not aesthetically pleasing.
Well,
you want to know why he hadn't gotten a shot in this league in 6 years? Go back and watch the film. It is not hard to figure out.
No. But when it was good, it was electric. It was fun to watch. Yeah, I don't think San Francisco football has been that since.
Okay.
I mean, they were putting up a lot of points. Do you not remember? Do you not remember the Super Bowl with the Ravens? That was.
It still wasn't aesthetically pleasing.
It's one of the most interesting games that we've had.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree.
Really?
Maybe I watched just copious amounts of football, but it did nothing for me. But I don't care. I don't care how.
Okay.
I don't need this to be beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right, your Super Bowl pick for this year, Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
It's not aesthetically fun to watch.
No.
I mean, Lamar Jackson is not there's nothing polished about that. I don't care. The game is evolving. And you can either get on board with it or you can let it drive right past you.
Right.
I don't need Trey Lance to be a 70% completion quarterback. He's not Drew Brees. He just does things that other guys don't do. And you know where you're never going to see that? The preseason. Mm-hmm. And you want to know why? Because when you do, that's how Zach Wilson happens. Oh, look, Zach's trying to make a play in the preseason and torn meniscus.
Right.
I have long said, running quarterbacks, it'll never look good in the preseason. Lamar doesn't look particularly good in the preseason.
Well, no, because you don't want to.
No, because it neuters the number one thing you do.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to see Lamar taking off for 35-yard runs. You know who you see do that? Malik Willis.
Yeah.
The guy that's trying to impress you.
Right.
might have a lean for that Titans game over the weekend. Coming up later in this here program.
That's right. All the betting picks here in the program. We'll also have the daily draft coming up at in the third hour of the program, 5 o'clock. Daily draft. Yesterday we did the teams that we think are going to go over their win-loss lines in Vegas. Today, taking the unders. So stick tuned for that. I get the first pick, so I feel pretty good.
You get the first pick, and if it's not the Dallas Cowboys, you did it wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to let you have that one.
I mean, you shouldn't. It's the easiest one in all of the league. And there have been some that, look, Vegas doesn't miss very often. When they do, you have to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a few of those for the final segment.
Nice. Very nice.
I have a metric that I use to project scores. There are 3 games that will happen in college football tomorrow where they missed the over-under by over 2 touchdowns. You may not have 10 more of those the rest of the season combined.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a reason to watch, you just you stay tuned right here.
Just stay tuned right here. All right, all your picks coming on the way on the program. As we signed off the program yesterday, we were waiting to see if we were going to hear from the NFL on the joint practice melee that happened yesterday between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. And we've heard from the league, and it's essentially...
Not really.
Well...
Not officially. It's been put out there.
Right.
We know where it stands, but it's not an official stance, and there is a difference there that is worth noting.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that coming up after the break here on ESPN Asheville. Should the league step in? Can the league step in and do anything about Aaron Donald swinging 2 helmets at Bengals players yesterday during the joint practices? Should they? And can they?
If you're looking for a reason to be angry, I'm going to give you one in just a few minutes.
You are in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
Attention, it's time for the morning announcements. Make sure your parents are aware of the Ingles Tools for Schools program and ask them to link their Ingles Advantage card to our school. Remember, you have to do it each year. Now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it.
Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh
to woo!
The Night Race. It's as American as Uncle Sam deadlifting 350 while drinking a Busch Light outside his camper in a national park. It's as American as Earnhardt rattling Terry's cage. It's the Bass Pro Shops Night Race at Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's a cutoff race in the NASCAR playoffs. You remember what happened last year, right? Be there September 17th. Go to bristolmotorspeedway.com and get your tickets before they're gone. Can I get a hell yeah?
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
One of the most scariest images you will ever see is an irate Aaron Donald, who is a force of nature without weapons in his hands, swinging wildly as he clutches on to two Cincinnati Bengals helmets during the joint practices yesterday between the LA Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals, the two teams that faced off in the Super Bowl this past year.
Dumb.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And Aaron
You
Donald,
cost us a Super Bowl, and now you're going to put us in an unsanctioned joint practice where we legislate each other.
See, that's
brilliant.
That's the thing. I didn't even think about this yesterday when it immediately came up. That when have you ever seen the NFL step in and suspend somebody because they got into a fight in practice?
I did think about it, and I thought that when you agreed to these joint practices that the NFL would do that thing that the NFL does. Oh, we don't actually have the ability to do that? Well, we'll just take it.
Right.
And I'm still not convinced that that's not going to happen.
It could. Technically, it could happen. But the thing that's been put out there is that the NFL leaves it up to the teams to police player conduct in practice. And so the NFL at this point is just taking a step back and letting it sit where it may be. Now, should they? I still think they should.
Well, the letter of the law with this was the NFL will not come in and do something in a practice because you're practicing with yourself. Now you're doing two joint practices. Now you have two teams. Do you really think the Rams are going to step up and go, shit, well, you know what, we'll suspend Aaron Donald. And I heard Pat McAfee earlier talking about the assault thing. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. Shut up, okay? Just stop talking. If you actually think that's what that was, please stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have grown men that are running into each other at full speed. That is technically assault that happens on every play. So if you don't understand that, I can't help you.
Yeah, but it's different. I mean, how is it not different? This is this is agreed to activity. We've agreed to do this. We have not agreed to go boxing with helmets.
Okay. Yeah, it's not assault. Sorry. It's just not. Because that's a slippery slope that you don't even want to think about going
Anywhere
down.
outside of that, it is assault.
So is hitting somebody at full speed coming off the edge. Stupid argument, and I'm so tired of hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Not assault. However, the NFL has, I fully believe that the posturing where they did not actually say we can't do anything here was seeing what the reaction was.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do when you see this video? Is this going to spill ugly gravy on our taters? And it did.
Mm-hmm.
It did. There are a slew of people that want him suspended forever.
No, stop.
Calm down.
They said the same thing about Myles Garrett, and it was
over. Go have a Diet Coke and really analyze your life where this is driving you crazy.
It was over the top when they did it with Myles Garrett, and it's over the top now. Lifetime bans and all that kind of crap. That's it's not rooted in reality. But you do have a lot of people that are like, oh, they suspended Myles Garrett and they're not going to suspend it. Yeah, it's different because he was in a game.
And I'm going to, and now what I teased was I told you I'm going to say something that's going to perturb a slew of you. Sorry. Do you remember when I said the personal conduct policy is a slippery slope where ultimately you're going to have something uncomfortable where you can't do anything about it?
Mm-hmm.
Found it. You're suspending guys for accusations of things. Yes, they're heinous things. There's no conviction anywhere.
Right.
All right? So you have already overstepped your bounds with the personal conduct policy. I told you 4 years ago. I went and pulled the tape. I told you 4 years ago. If you want to start investing into people's personal lives and making their business life and their personal life intersect, eventually you're going to come into something where you get a uncomfortable situation where you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because the NFL, by the bylaws, can do nothing.
I don't know that that's true. Under the personal conduct policy, there is a bit of a loophole that I think you could play with. If the Rams are going to sit back and not do anything about Aaron Donald, and the Cincinnati Bengals, I haven't heard anything out of them.
No.
And I don't, they could choose to go that route, but I doubt they will. We demand somebody do something about Aaron Donald. His behavior was atrocious. I would expect some kind of a statement in that along those lines, but they haven't done it yet. But under the personal conduct policy, it does state that in any workplace setting, whenever there is threatened violence, they can step in and do something. And I know that was specifically for, people in the league and people in front offices and all of that. You could use that to loosely go after Aaron Donald.
No doubt. No doubt you could.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is over the top.
Right.
This is over the top of what all of these rules were meant to be.
Absolutely.
And so, we've never done that before. There's a lot of things you've never done before. There are a whole lot of things that you have never done before.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to care. Every person, Twitter is without a doubt the most infuriating application that has ever existed. Because people just throw out stupid things, and it's really hard to figure out how people actually view things. Because Twitter's not real life.
We know that. Some of us don't, but
there's a line. All right? Football is a violent sport. It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there are things that you can do that go over that boundary. I think back to that hit by Vontaze Burfict. That was right on the line. That was vilely dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him? Suspended for a real long time.
Yeah.
That worse than what Aaron Donald did? I don't care if it was in a practice. I don't care where it happened.
No.
There you go.
Not. It's not.
There you go. And so this is what drives people crazy when we spend all offseason talking about personal conduct policy matters and things like that. But there's no consistency whatsoever. And I'm not comparing one to the other. You're the ones that put it under the blanket umbrella of personal conduct.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did, a violation of the personal conduct policy.
Yes.
By the letter of the law.
Violent or threatening behavior toward another employee of the NFL or a third party in any workplace setting. Practice can definitely fall into a workplace setting. So the league could do something.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, will they?
I'm going to lean towards no, but I'm not confident in that.
Right. I mean, have you seen the outcry? Have you felt the impassioned pleas for intervention from the NFL?
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
There's a lot of people that lose their minds about these things. Do I think the average fan cares? Nope. No, I don't. No, I don't in any way. But at some point, there has to be some form of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a form of consistency. And now, could that be as simple as you fine him? Sure. You can say that's what we do for on-field matters.
Right.
Okay. Well, next time you see a dirty hit, don't be shocked when this comes up. When you see somebody go headhunting across the middle and somebody gets borderline decapitated, that guy gets suspended 4 games. Don't be shocked when he goes, but Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
This is what drives people like me crazy. I always said this about the NCAA when they would probation and violations and things like that.
Right.
I always made the joke of, do they have a Wheel of Fortune wheel that they just spin and whatever it lands on is what you get?
Right.
Because there's no consistency whatsoever.
Right. Selling merchandise for tattoos, that'll get you sanctioned. The AFAM scandal at Carolina, nothing. Look at that. Look what
sex parties on a boat with Miami.
Yeah.
Nope, don't care.
Louisville got hammered.
Yeah. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Only difference was the boat. That was literally the only difference between the two things.
And the sport. Miami did it for football. Louisville did it for basketball.
Okay. By letter of the law, you were right.
Right.
That is a discrepancy.
But what I'm saying, I think that played something in to do with it. Louisville basketball, not as high on the history scale, I wouldn't say, as Miami football. Do you agree with that? Miami football, is it more of an institution in college football than Louisville is in basketball?
They're close.
Okay.
They're in the same ballpark of each other.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say as clearly as I can. I don't care. If you tell me Aaron Donald plays week 1, that's fine.
I
have
don't care.
No issue with that.
I don't care either way. I just feel like the NFL probably should weigh in officially on this at some point, rather than just having it floated out there. Well, it's not really our jurisdiction. Let's see.
Well, my problem is to say that there is a discrepancy between doing this in a practice and doing it in a game.
100%.
Because that is unequivocally the stupidest argument I've ever heard. You have 2 of your teams on a field together. You have an official there like this is a real game.
Mm-hmm.
It's being officiated like a real game. So the only difference is the TV camera. That's is that where we're at here?
Yes.
Well, here's the problem. The video leaked. So now it's been seen by as many people as if it had happened on CBS at 1 o'clock on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So where's I don't understand what the difference is.
Right. There's a big difference to me. And maybe I'm just being odd about this, but there's a big difference to me between what happened between the Rams, Aaron Donald, I'll single him out, Aaron Donald and the Cincinnati offense, and what happened with the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. One, I just chalk up to got a little chippy, everything's fine.
It's a chippy fight in practice. It happens all the time.
Right, exactly.
You don't see people grab helmets and swing them at people very often.
It's a bad look for the NFL, but I think a lot of it plays into this is the number 1 player in the league.
And now, I need to clarify something. I'm not trying to compare the things we've talked about all offseason to this. That was not the intention. This was an analogy of you have spent all offseason talking about things that people did away from the field, and that conveys to on the field. So now you're telling me things that happen on a field that are egregiously over the line.
Mm-hmm.
that has no effect on the field. Okay? That makes all the sense in the world.
Coming up after the break, we're going to get just a bit outside, and we will preview Week 0. This is the official picks. We're going to wait for that later on in the show. But there are some pretty good storylines to follow in this opening week of college football. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been over 220-something days since we've had college football. Since, of course, the great glory that was the national championship game.
That is the worst fight song in all of sports.
I've been working on the railroad. It's a classic.
That is the worst fight song in all of sports.
It's been a long time since college football. We'll talk Week 0 up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south. Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has everything you need for school at prices that won't hold you back. Right now, Staples comp books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents and 2 pocket paper folders at just 25 cents each. In-store only. Offer ends 8/27, limit 30. Don't send your kids back to school. Send them forward at Staples.
Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning, the most trusted and reviewed cleaning company in town. Take advantage of their back-to-school sale going on now. Get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $129 when you mention ESPN Asheville. Easily schedule your cleaning online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
They say to never mess with the classics, but Panera did just that and more with our new Chef's Chicken Sandwiches. By using pan-seared chicken, our secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisps, and pickle chips, all on a buttery brioche roll. Because if no one messed with the classics, you never have a chicken sandwich this good. New Chef's Chicken Sandwiches from Panera. Only $1 delivery fee when you order on our app. Restrictions apply. For details, visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info.
It's week 2 of the Buncombe County Game of the Week, and we get to see the Pisgah Bears make the trip over to Inca to take on the Jets. This will be the season opener for Mike Sexton's ball club, who look to carry over the momentum from a playoff run a year ago. Sports Tank Friday gets us started at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7. On AM 1400 and TuscolaRadio.com, it's East Rutherford at Tuscola. Cowboy John and the gang will get things going at 7. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety. From your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
All right, back here in the Ingles studio on ESPN Asheville. And you want to get just a bit outside, ask Jeremy about sashimi. He'll show you just a bit outside.
That's a bad word around this show.
As we like to refer to it here in the Sportsocracy, the sashimi incident that knocked him out for a couple of days a few weeks back. But he's back and better than ever, ready for the football season. And as we ramp up to the NFL, The Dallas Cowboys need to make a move. You don't have any offensive line depth. Your choices are not good. You got a couple of rookies that you can throw out there at left tackle or some guy named Josh Ball.
It's always a good sign when you get the name wrong.
Right. So it's got people thinking, what are they going to do now that Tyron Smith is going to miss most of the season? Well, yesterday during the one of the preseason games, Andrew Whitworth was asked on Amazon's NFL coverage between San Francisco and Houston whether or not his phone's been blowing up. And he said, absolutely it has. He said that the Cowboys are going to have to try to move on without Tyron Smith. And my phone's been blowing up to come out of retirement. Remember after the Super Bowl, he said no more. Remember there was the lovely scene of him and the kids. He sat the kids down on the field and said, this is the last time Daddy's going to be playing football. I've been doing it too long. I want to be a dad. Well, he said that the problem is they're calling and texting the wrong person. What they need to do is text and call Melissa Whitworth and the kids, because they will have the final approval on whether or not he's going to play football ever again. Then, in true Pro Football Talk fashion, they throw out, oh, look, Andrew Whitworth says his phone's been blowing up and the Cowboys have reached out. No. No, That's not what he said. He said people have been texting and calling him, trying to get him to join the Cowboys, but none of them have been associated with the Dallas Cowboys. Pro Football Talk.
Wow. Mike Florio doing Mike Florio things.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not a bad scenario, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
We brought you a story earlier this year that Mike Tyson had started a marijuana company.
Oh, yeah. The edibles with the chewy ears.
Well, now there is a second layer to this, and he has brought in a business partner.
New product?
It's Ric Flair.
Woo!
That is one of the products. One of the products they will be putting out in a joint venture are Woo Chews. They are edibles.
Chews.
Correct.
All right.
Say it right. They are THC edibles from Mike Tyson and Ric Flair. You'll also be able to get all of the other products from the Mike Tyson line, now with Ric Flair's face on it. And you'll also be able to buy trading card pouches to store your goods.
Trading card pouches. So are these like the old WCW trading cards from the early 1990s?
I'm going to assume so. I just can't figure out, but why? Why would you want this?
You want a little pouch with Ric Flair's face on it.
There's also a picture of Ric Flair enjoying one of these products.
Oh,
and he looks
hilarious.
907 years old.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happens when you lose all control over your facial muscles. Everything just kind of droops. That, and he is 970 years old.
I will never figure out the things that people buy. Look, I have gummies, and they have Ric Flair on them. They make me feel better. I understand buying the product.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand, but why do you buy the one with Ric Flair on it?
Because it's got Ric Flair on it.
You're one of those people.
Of course, branding matters. Hello, we're in the branding business, Jeremy. Why would you possibly want a fantasy football belt with the Sportsocracy on it?
No, I get that because you won it. You didn't win anything here. You probably paid 30% more because it has Ric Flair's face on it.
Maybe so, but consider it a deposit to his his nursing bills.
Nursing bills.
Well, he's got to have like a live-in nurse. And,
he's 72. He's not dying.
Are you sure about that? Because he was about 6 months ago.
Well,
I mean, he has wrestled since then.
I was about to say he just had a fight. Appeared to be just fine to me.
See, when you told me that, I was thinking, oh, is this going to be like you told me Mike Tyson and Ric Flair are getting into business together, and I was thinking that's going to be a hell of a podcast.
Oh, boy. That would be canceled in 4 episodes or less.
All right. Woo Chews. Available at a dispensary near you. very shortly.
Something that we're not sure if it will be available to you. The North Carolina Tar Heels and Florida A&M.
Yeah, well, there's the thing. Florida A&M apparently has an eligibility issue. About 20 of their guys have been ruled ineligible, and now there's word that they don't have enough offensive linemen to actually compete in the game tomorrow night in Chapel Hill against the Tar Heels. So we could see Tar Heels 1-0 without even hitting the field.
Well, according to Mac Brown, they expect the game to happen. They fully expect this will happen. And a lot's being made of, well, Florida A&M hasn't gotten on the plane yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not certified, you can't get on the plane. Because this is not, when I first heard this reported, it was, well, they could be academically ineligible. No. It appears that maybe there may be a paperwork problem.
Uh-huh.
They have a slew of transfers on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently a lot of them have not cleared their transfer paperwork, of which how you get to this point doing that, I have no idea.
I mean, this comes down to the compliance office. Like, what are you guys doing?
What exactly have you been doing for the last 6 months?
Exactly.
But it does appear that this game will happen.
Well, I mean, Florida A&M absolutely needs it. It's a money game for them. They're due to get about $500,000 for playing in this game.
$450,000 guarantee.
Right. So however we need to make this game happen, we need to make it happen for the Rattlers athletics program.
Oh, I feel very sure it's going to happen. I'm just really, really sad that you cannot actively get a line on this game because Carolina minus whatever number you throw it at.
Waffle House game. Scattered, smothered, and covered.
If you told me I could get Carolina right now at minus 45, I'd take it.
Drake may play only the first quarter of the game. Especially if they can't get those players on the field. Yikes. UNC versus the Florida A&M 2s. This is going to get crazy.
But if you're looking for reasons to watch football tomorrow, there are a couple watchable games.
What do you mean by watchable?
I mean, Nebraska Northwestern is a watchable game.
It'll be competitive.
I'm not so sure of that, but
really,
at least Northwestern has the cool Irish flag on their helmet.
Look, this is not Northwestern of 2-3 years ago when they won the Big Ten West.
Yeah, there's no Clayton Thorson here.
Yeah, they weren't even.
There's no Mike Kafka here either.
Exactly. I mean, I get that you believe in Pat Fitzgerald as a head coach.
Oh, I love Pat Fitzgerald. I think he'll be an NFL head coach eventually.
And Scott Frost, his tenure at Nebraska, going back to his alma mater, could not have gone any worse than it's gone already. You lose to Northwestern in the opening game of the season, bye.
That's
See you,
not
Mr.
really
Frosty.
not really the side I was headed of that not being competitive. But it'll be in Ireland. It'll be fun to watch. You got some extra things there.
So you think Nebraska rolls?
You'll just have
possibly
to into the show. Guess you'll have to wait and see.
I remember last year though. We thought Nebraska was going to start off the year with a win, and then they got thumped by Illinois. So I don't give you much hope.
I will take these a year later. That was my first win of the year last year.
That was your first win of the year. That was your first win of the year last year, taking Illinois.
Plus a very large number.
Scott Frost, man.
Illinois back this year for week 1. Get Brett Bielema and the big angry face himself against Wyoming.
Woo, the Cowpokes.
See Jim Mora Jr. in UConn with arguably the worst roster I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they are a 26.5-point dog to Utah State. Yikes.
If there's a line on the game, I'm picking it.
Mm-hmm. You're doing all
of them.
All of them.
Now, but you can't get a line on like Florida A&M Carolina. They'll put out an opening line, and then every book has the opportunity to say, well, we'll put that out there if we won't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, universally, they went,
Uh-uh.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Well, you couldn't set the number high enough now.
No. You'd have to get into a very stupid territory.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night, the nightcapper from Hawaii, Vanderbilt, goes on the road to take on Hawaii. And there are two scenarios here that I'm looking at. First off, how bad is Vanderbilt?
Awful.
I mean, I think we know that. We see them get boat raced week in and week out in the SEC.
How many games has Vanderbilt won on the road in 4 years? 2.
It's 2.
And one of them was at Middle Tennessee State.
Right. So you got the storyline of an SEC team going on the road to this WAC team. Are they in the Mountain West now, or I don't even remember.
They're in the WAC.
Okay.
They're in one of those conferences that I don't spend a lot of time watching. Mountain West.
Well, who
They're
does?
in the Mountain West.
Who does? But you got the SEC team trying to avoid going to Hawaii. First off, how you got an SEC team to go to Hawaii in the first place?
Wouldn't be a hard sell.
It's actually
come to the nicest place.
That's true. We get to spend a week in Hawaii.
And Vanderbilt's been there for 6 days.
And this will be the highlight. This will be the highlight of the season for Vanderbilt.
The week before the game, yes, I would agree with that.
Yes. Now, they get embarrassed by a WAC team, which I don't think is too far from the realm of possibility. And it's also a little extra spicy because we get to see Timmy Chang make his debut as the head coach of the Hawaii. Are they still the Rainbow Warriors? They still call themselves that?
Yes. They're the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I didn't know if they had changed that or not. But anyway, you get to see Timmy Chang. You remember that name?
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day, he was the man.
It was him, Colt Brennan. They had a slew of quarterbacks there in about a 10-year window.
They did.
And now he's back.
Was Timmy the one that
program.
we frog stomped in the Sugar Bowl that year?
No, that was Colt Brennan.
That was Colt Brennan. Okay. I just remember having that discussion with so many people those many years ago of, they'll be able to hang in. Yeah, watch this.
No, they will not.
You want to talk about assaults on a football field. That's what that Sugar Bowl ended up being. But you got Timmy Chang, the former number 1 all-time passer in college football, making his coaching debut for his alma mater. Hopefully it goes better for him than it's gone for Scott Frost.
Well, and you get Vanderbilt, who is they're actually leading me to create my own term.
Okay.
There's a political term of rhino. Well, Vanderbilt is a Pino.
A Pino.
They are a player in name only.
Okay. Very good. 10:30 tomorrow night is when we will see that game kick off.
How many minutes of football do you watch tomorrow?
Well, considering how much we're going to be here for the fantasy football,
well, no, there will be a
marathon.
TV in that studio with college football.
Oh, I'm well aware. I did not expect that there wouldn't be a television on with college football. So we'll be keeping an eye on it through the marathon. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to tune in. I'll tune in for Vanderbilt and Hawaii until it gets ugly. If it gets ugly, it's going to be ugly. Regardless of which way it goes, I feel like it's going to be ugly.
Look, this is the salad. All right? That's the only way I can really describe this. College football is like a wonderful meal, and week 0 is the salad. Salad comes out, you're starving. Just give me anything. I'll eat the table. I don't care. That's what this week is.
Okay.
Now, next week, that's a 7-courser because you have 4 days of football. And no, I'm not. It's actually 5 because you go all the way to Monday. But there's 2 games on Saturday. 1 Sunday, 1 Monday. Next week is where it really all begins. This is just a little salad. Throw you some croutons, a little Caesar dressing on it. Enjoy it. No, it's not going to be overly filling, but this ingratiates you into the football. You are not ready for 5 days of football yet.
Aren't we, though?
No, you're not.
Aren't we, though?
You don't know the dynamic. You don't know, okay, what does the beer ratio have to look like? It's been a year. You know, especially for you. You lost like a person.
I did.
So you have no idea what the ratio looks like.
Right.
If you're not careful, tomorrow will be over for you by 4.
Very true. Maybe earlier. Wait, are we drinking beer tomorrow? Are we?
Will I be clinically alive?
Duh, we're doing uncensored stuff on YouTube. Of course there's going to be adult beverages. We invite everybody to join us for the half marathon tomorrow from the Ingles Studio here in the Sportsocracy. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We'll be joined by the Football Farley, as he has come to be known by the members of the House of Reprehensibles. Not a member, you can join on the YouTube channel right now. Subscribe first, and then you can join the House of Reprehensibles. But Brian Haynes will be joining us as well as we get you ready for your fantasy football year. Coming up next, Jeremy's got some picks in the NFL tonight because we got 4 games kicking off, including the Buffalo Bills and the Carolina Panthers.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Asheville Pizza and Brewing is so happy to announce the return of the $3 movie theater. We've added a second screen to our Merriman Avenue location. Soon you'll be able to catch family favorites, cult classics, and second-run films for only $3, just like the good old days. Visit the main screen for current movies and don't forget about Trivia Night on Wednesdays. Visit AshevilleBrewing.com for info and schedules, or stop by on Merriman Ave. That's AshevilleBrewing.com.
Is your job recession-proof? Now might be the perfect time to switch careers and become an IT professional with My Computer Career. IT is listed as one of the top recession-proof professions. You could have your dream job in just months, not years. No experience needed. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 23rd and 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale right now. AXS.com.
Stream it free on the CW app and CWTV.com.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival is connecting all of us.
Brought to you by the CW's new hit series, All-American Homecoming. Stream every episode now for free, only on the CW app.
Coffee store closes on. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Buddy says it's worthless to bet the preseason until you go 17-4 against the spread. 3 picks for you tonight. Another one in the next segment before we cap this one off with all your Week 0 college football picks. First, the Buffalo Bills are a 6.5-point dog tonight at the Carolina Panthers. That line has moved for one very simple reason. The Bills starters are not going to play that much, if at all. The Panthers have said theirs will play into the second quarter. Here's the problem with that. Sean McDermott has been one of the unbelievable preseason coaches since he became a head coach in this league. Then there's the other side of, I'm not sure this offense can score on the Bills' twos. So the fact that this line moves so much tells me that Vegas overreacted. Give me the Bills plus 6.5. Next, the Dallas Cowboys are a 7-point dog tonight against the Seattle Seahawks because apparently Las Vegas did not see that Seattle team that played against Chicago. There's a lot of issues here, even if they play their ones. A lot of penalties, a lot of shooting yourself in the foot. I actually would prefer to see some of the vet backups that are trying to make this team to satiate that number with Seattle. Give me the Cowboys plus the 7. Finally, the New England Patriots are a 2-point dog tonight against their former friend, Josh McDaniels. One thing that Josh McDaniels did not learn from Bill Belichick is really caring about the preseason. Bill does, Josh doesn't. Don't really care what the starters look like here. I'm taking the Patriots plus the 2.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And as always, you can take your wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Set yourself up an account today, and when you make a deposit, use our promo code Sportsocracy. They will give you a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in. So lots of free play money available at betus.com. The PhD weight loss program has helped me reach another level that I never expected to see in my adult life. When we walked into PhD around Thanksgiving last year, and they said, how much you want to lose? And I went, I don't know, 40, 50 pounds. And now I've been on the program for quite a while now, and it is 90 pounds. I never thought weight loss like this was possible, but with the plan at PhD, I'm proof that it is.
And it's not just for people that want to lose considerable amounts of weight. I didn't have that much to lose. I obviously had the gut that comes from, lifestyle choices. I had become lazy with food, and it was affecting my daily life. My knees hurt, my back hurt. I wasn't able to be as active as I wanted to be, and I wasn't sleeping well. Just 7 months into this program, all of those things are on the right track, and it's thanks to the plan and program of PhD Weight Loss.
I trust Dr. Ashley Lucas, now a best-selling author as well. You can get her book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, on Amazon right now. You can find the link on their website, myphdweightloss.com. Find out how it can change your life. PhD Weight Loss is the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans. Football is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the regular season getting underway. Week 0 in college football. It's not sexy. It's not spicy. No. But it's at least something to consume.
It's your salad.
It's your salad.
And you know what? The salad is delicious.
I don't even know that I'd call it the salad. I would say this is the crackers that come with the salad.
No, this is the salad. Mainly because nothing else can be. If you look at the schedule for next week, it starts Thursday, and it doesn't end. It is 5 unadulterated days of football.
Mm-hmm.
There are no crackers there.
Except for the Florida State game.
You stop that. You take that back.
What? I'm just being honest.
Yeah, we're going to get boat raced. I'm well aware. Okay? Okay. I wish that game wasn't by itself. I also wish Clemson Georgia Tech wasn't by itself on Monday.
But at least you get the
because you want to talk about a game that it is rare that you see a conference game a week out where they will not put a number on it.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech, Clemson, they will not put a number on it.
Which I don't even kind of understand.
Because Clemson might beat them 76-0. That's why.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because they can't figure out what number can we physically throw on this that somebody might take Georgia Tech.
I thought you were going to take the angle of they're not putting a number on it because it could be close. And I was thinking that
if they allow Georgia Tech to play 19 guys at a time, it might be close.
Or if they do like the PGA does and start them out with 10 touchdowns.
Also, that could work. If they have a 10-point lead to start off with, they might actually lead the first quarter.
We got the Sports Center update coming up in just a few moments, and then after the break, we'll get you all primed up for tomorrow's half marathon, 9 to 9, here in the Sportsocracy, all talking about fantasy football.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000. Plus, get free next-day delivery. Upgrade to an adjustable base for free. With mattresses starting at just $99, there's a mattress to fit every budget. Visit Mattress Warehouse.
It's week 2 in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, and we get to see the Pisgah Bears make the trip over to Inca to take on the Jets. This will be the season opener for Mike Sexton's ball club, who looked to carry over the momentum from a playoff run a year ago. Sports Tank Friday gets us started at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7. On AM 1400 and TuscolaRadio.com, it's East Rutherford at Tuscola. Cowboy John and the gang will get things going at 7. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
The Labor Day event from Dell Technologies is here. And summer with up to $300 off the XPS with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. He's still in his rookie season with the Mariners, but Julio Rodriguez is about to get a contract extension that could be worth up to $470 million over the next 18 years. The first 8 years are worth $120 million. Then the team could pick up an option for up to 10 more years. Rays right-hander Tyler Glasnow will get a 2-year contract extension through 2025. He hasn't pitched in more than a year after Tommy John surgery, but isn't ruling out coming back this season. The final weekend of the NFL preseason continues tonight. The Panthers host the Bills in Charlotte. Baker Mayfield wins the quarterback job for Carolina. ESPN's Sam Acho.
I get it. It's the preseason, but the Bills' defense was the #1 defense in the NFL last year. And in the preseason included, they've looked like it. So I want to see what he does against this Bills defense now that he's been named the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
ESPN's Field Yates reports the Chiefs adjust the contract for wideout Juju Smith-Schuster to give him more bonus opportunities.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app, locally on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You can see us every time we are live on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link in the middle of the page, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get all the alerts when we are live, like tomorrow, for the big fantasy football half marathon. We can't do 24 hours.
I'd actually die.
We just don't have it in us. We don't have the staff for that. But we will commit 12 hours to it, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow, right here on the YouTube stream.
And I am committed to pillar to post. I will be there the entire time. It will start with me and Brian Haynes. You will jump in.
I will jump in around 1 o'clock probably tomorrow afternoon and then take you through the duration.
HWA will be here.
It's going to be a fun
Rare
day.
appearance on camera.
It's going to be a fun day. It'll be the first time that we've used the big studio, the big Ingles studio, since
the draft.
The draft. I forgot about the draft.
Stephen Tao will be here. I forgot to mention that.
Right. I was thinking back to the conference championship games when we did the live broadcast. See, that's the kind of thing that you get with the Sportsocracy. We give you live reactions to games that are happening throughout the season. We will not be giving you live reactions for the Carolina Panthers-Tampa Bay Buccaneers game on October the 23rd. Jeremy and I will be in attendance. I'm so excited about this. I just can't wait. It's the big news that I got yesterday from Brian Hall. We're going to be all there to see Tom Brady in his glory.
In our YouTube chats, West Virginia Willie said, bring Clucky the Eagle. Apparently, during the draft, Clucky became very, very popular. Clucky is actually currently sitting at the desk.
Yes, he has not left.
We do not know where he came from.
Somebody gave it to Josh Michael, I believe.
That may be a government surveillance bird that has been used to spy on us.
Right.
But he will be in attendance as well.
And then Ariel's a cat person, so she doesn't like birds. And so, Josh ain't around in the studio. She ditches old Clucky out to the big studio.
Is that how that wound up in there?
Probably. I'm just making that up. I'm guessing.
I never knew where that came from.
She's one of those weird cat people, so I have to imagine there's something rooted in that.
I'm sure at some point I will sing the Eagles fight song with Clucky.
Yes.
Country Roads probably happen. And
100%. All
of your super chats will be going to the Eblin St. Nicholas Project.
That's right. And don't forget, you can get in on the battle for the belt. We have designed our own fantasy championship belt that will be given out to the winner of the yearly DFS contest. Every week, you set your lineup like a regular game, right? Just like a regular DFS
there
game.
Is no,
use the salary.
There's no, I didn't draft well. And none of that matters.
Right.
And we will be explaining all of the rules tomorrow and all of the ways that you can win.
Right. Each week you can build your own team. Winner or the team with the most points at the end of the season is going to get the belt. They'll get the prize pack that's now valued at over $1,000.
Well, now, there is the possibility that I win the belt. I cannot win the prize pack. That is going to one of you.
The prize pack will go to the runner-up in that scenario.
But because you're going to have to beat me. Mm-hmm. And if you do beat me, I'll be the one giving you the belt, and I'm probably going to be a little salty about it.
The gauntlet's already been thrown down by our buddy Adam, too. He swears he's going to take you to task this year.
The trash talk has been formidable.
It has been great, and we encourage everybody to get in on it. Look, I'm only in this to see somebody beat Jeremy. I'm not going to win it. I know that.
Notice I said I could win it. I never even gave credence to.
Because you shouldn't. I mean, that's
Christian McCaffrey for A.J. Greene. I rest my case.
That's like saying Northwestern has a chance to make the college football playoff.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. So get in on the battle for the belts. The link is in the description of our YouTube videos. You can also find it on our social medias at the Sportsocracy all around.
Tomorrow's going to be fun.
It is going to be a whole lot of fun. I can't wait to see Brian Haynes again.
We have not had him on camera in what feels like forever.
It's been a long, long time.
It's been since we came here, hasn't it?
I believe so.
I do not believe he has been on camera since.
It's been over a year.
Since we moved the whole operation here.
That's right. That's right. Here to the cozy Ingles Studio, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Of course, we're always brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And like I said, thanks to Ingles and the rest of our sponsors, we have a continually growing prize pack for either the champion or the runner-up should Jeremy somehow win this contest.
I like how you said somehow.
Because he's not giving up the belt. Because he just can't do it. He can't allow someone else to have it.
Oh, I mean, if you beat me, I will.
Oh, yeah.
I will. I was going to say graciously.
You won't.
I don't think graciously is the word.
You will begrudgingly. Teeth. Yeah, you will begrudgingly give that thing over.
And the belt is it's tremendous. It weighs about 11 pounds, just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
This is not it's made out of styrofoam or out of plastic. No, this is a real, legitimate, looks like a wrestling belt.
Mm-hmm.
With our logo and all of the things.
That's right. And, tomorrow we're going to give you all the lists. You'll have all the lists of players to avoid, players to take, values, sleepers. And I'm pretty sure the name Dameon Pierce is going to come up at some point.
406 times.
Jeremy's drunk. He's absolutely drunk on Dameon Pierce, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be.
And have been for quite some time.
Yes, but I feel like he is being set up for failure. If the Houston Texans can't move the ball, then you could possibly be caught into the preseason trap. The preseason trap of, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be so great, and then you waste a top pick on him.
Well, you're not wasting a top pick because that's not where he's going.
In rookie fantasy drafts, though.
Well, I mean, you're comparing him to Kenneth Walker. Tell me how that team doesn't have the exact same problem.
Agreed.
Or Breece Hall. The exact same potential problem.
Mm-hmm. But Dameon Pierce has gone from being an afterthought in this process. I think I got him in the 7th round of the first rookie draft that I did.
I made a trade for him right after a draft because somebody snaked me on him, and I gave up Chase Edmonds, and I got Deshaun Watson and Dameon Pierce.
That's not good.
That's not fair.
That felt
There's
good. A term that we use in fantasy
that we
football
cannot
leagues.
say. We can't say on the show, but we can say it tomorrow.
Yes, we can say it tomorrow. But there's a term that you use for that,
and I didn't offer it. It just I saw it and I went,
"Oh, that was offered to you."
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. I also had to give up Mill Slayer, Zach Wilson, but who cares?
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. And I'm going to say you won that one.
I'll tell you a fun story about Dameon Pierce. You're talking about him going too high. You know the running back currently, this is according to Fantasy Pros, this is a live ADP ranking.
Okay.
Do you know who the running back going one slot ahead of him is?
Let me take
I'll argue this is maybe the 3rd running back on his own team.
Ronald Jones Jr.
Brian Robinson is going one spot ahead of Dameon Pierce. Dumb.
I mean, I can see how people get tricked into that because there's a lot of belief in this whole Antonio Gibson is now the 3 narrative.
And those people are insane.
I still maintain this is Ron Rivera doing that stupid thing that he does where, we're all about culture and we got to teach a guy a lesson. Like, oh, come on, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Stop that. Antonio Gibson is not the 3. He's not the kickoff returner for the season.
But he was running with the special teams. I don't care. I don't care if he was the long snapper in a practice.
I just don't think Ron Rivera can be that stupid.
He's not. He's not, and he habitually gives too many carries to one running back.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think that's going to be?
I don't believe it's going to be Brian Robinson. I have been wrong.
It's going to be Antonio Gibson.
I have been wrong before.
No, I can't tell you he's going to be good with it, but he will. He will get the touches.
He'll be good with it.
You overvalue Antonio Gibson habitually.
I believe in the talent. I get that he has fumble issues, but I mean, the guy's got a nose for the end zone. He's very electric. All I'm saying is he's no doubt the best running back on that team. And Ron Rivera knows it. This is just the game that he's playing.
There's another running back in that same space that I would say the same thing about, and I am watching people do this wrong repeatedly.
Who is it?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm with you on that one.
Okay. Fun stat. The last 5 rookies to lead the league in PFF grade.
Mm-hmm.
This starts in 2017. Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre Stevenson.
One of these things is not like the others.
You keep saying that.
Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I am aggressively overweight on Ramondre Stevenson. Now, it started with Dameon Pierce. Or Damian Harris. Man, that's how in love with Dameon Pierce I am. I cannot hear either of his names without immediately going there.
Right.
I watch him fall like a rock repeatedly.
Ramondre?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him falling, but I have seen people do the reaching thing. They're buying into Ramondre Stevenson's getting more of the passing downs, at least in the preseason. The coaching staff has been touting his pass-catching ability. James White's now gone. James White's retired. And so there's a big belief that Ramondre Stevenson now becomes the James White, the go-to running back, while Damian Harris is just the workhorse, I guess?
I don't even know if he's that. The James White thing's what changed it for me, because Damian Harris could not catch a cold if you soaked him in water and stuck him in a freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Bill likes throwing to running backs, so somebody's going to catch passes. Just a question of who. And I firmly believe it's Ramondre Stevenson.
So how high would you go? How high do you have to take Ramondre Stevenson before it becomes crazy?
He's currently going in the high 90s. I would probably take him in the low 80s. I don't think I'd go any higher than that.
So 7th round-ish?
Okay. Somewhere in that neighborhood. I mean, just guys I would take him ahead of. Kareem Hunt, would not think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Would not think a second thing about it. Miles Sanders, would not think a second thing about it.
Really? Okay.
Virtually every rookie not named Dameon Pierce. It's Dameon Pierce, Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Breece Hall, I'm a little nervous. The Jets really want you to know that Michael Carter is the starter.
Absolutely.
I don't know why. I like Michael Carter, but okay. This is one of those times that you're lying to me, and I know you're lying to me.
Well, I was going to say, but again, this is a game that you have to play.
Do you, though?
You got a player that you believe in. You don't supplant him in 1 year.
Well,
without
I mean, this is the same
other
team that's
guy
trying to convince me that Bryce Hall can start over Sauce Gardner. Stop, okay? The lying does nothing for anyone.
Right.
It actually really irritates people like me. Just tell the truth. It's much easier.
Michael Carter will start the year getting the bulk of the carries.
And I don't even think that's true.
And they will get Breece Hall more involved throughout the season to where it flip-flops.
And I'm not even sure that's true.
Really?
I think it starts 50-50-ish. And by week 6, you go, oh, yeah, remember Michael Carter's on this team? He looks real formidable standing on the sideline holding his helmet.
12 hours of nonstop fantasy football action tomorrow here in the Sportsocracy. Only on the YouTube. We will not be on the radio for 12 hours. We couldn't swing that with the bosses.
Yeah,
and
no one would want us to do that.
I was going to say, here's the other thing. We don't really want to. We can do the uncensored things only on the YouTubes. So you like that part of the show, you'll definitely want to tune in tomorrow, 9 to 9 on the YouTube stream.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Tunnel Road and US 1923 exit 3. 240 eastbound slow between exit 3 and exit 4A. 26 westbound slows approaching Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slows between I-40 and Airport Road. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split Malfunction Junction and Smoky Park Highway. 40 westbound slow near Newfound Road. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound slow between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Smoky Park Highway southbound, approaching Sand Hill Road, heavy delays. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sand Hill Road to Boulevard Road, very busy. I'm Lyman Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000. Plus, get free next-day delivery. Upgrade to an adjustable base for free. With mattresses starting at just $99, there's a mattress to fit every budget. Visit Mattress Warehouse.
It's the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's a cutoff race in the NASCAR playoffs. You remember what happened last year, right? September 17th. Go to BristolMotorspeedway.com and get your tickets before they're gone.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks you can actually speak another language. Como si fuera magia.
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free
That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
They say to never mess with the classics, but Panera did just that and more with our new Chef's Chicken Sandwiches. By using pan-seared chicken, our secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisps, and pickle chips, all on a buttery brioche roll. Because if no one messed with the classics, you'd never have a chicken sandwich this good. New Chef's Chicken Sandwiches from Panera. Only $1 delivery fee when you order on our app. Restrictions apply. For details, visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info.
Get Labor Day savings at Lowe's. Buy one, get one 50% off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint and Cabot Exterior Stains via rebate. And save on Lowe's exclusive Stainmaster laminate flooring starting at $269 per square foot. It's 3 times wear resistant and backed by a lifetime limited warranty. Shop Labor Day savings now at Lowe's. Stainmaster claims compared to standard residential grade laminate. See warranty at Lowe's.com/Stainmaster. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or Lowe's.com for paint details and restrictions. While supplies last. Offer valid through 9/7.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Roots and wings, the 2 greatest gifts any parent can give their kid. But when it's time for them to head off to college, there's also groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions, and futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingles, we have all the comforts of home right around the corner. We know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
Tomorrow is the Fantasy Football Half Marathon in the Sportsocracy, only on the YouTube stream, fully uncensored, and it'll have all of the tips for winning your league this year. Don't forget, you can get in on the battle for the belts. Click on the link in the description of the YouTube video and find it on the social medias. And don't forget that you can also get Mullet's money-making fantasy football draft kit on the Patreon, patreon.com/thesportsocracy.
And if you're a member of the Patreon by the last day of this month, you get September completely for free.
There you go. We love the word free.
We are a service around here. We are here to help you.
So get in and get the draft kit now, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for the 12-hour fantasy football spectacular, as Jeremy likes to say. College football, the conference shifting is not over. We've talked about this time and time again, but the latest report on Oregon is that they may not be close to making any kind of a deal with the Big Ten.
No, the story here, and this comes from Matt Brown and Brett McMurphy, they had preliminary discussions in Chicago with the Big Ten. Well, here's the problem. Phil Knight was not there. Mm-hmm. The AD was not there. Mm-hmm. This was a lawyer and a consultant meeting to see if we aligned. And here, what question do I love to ask when stories like this come out?
Who wants you to know?
Big Ten. There's no doubt who wants you to know this.
Yeah.
Oregon wants the Big Ten. They have no interest in them. I've said that from the outset. That is plan R, and that's probably being nice.
But why?
What do they bring you? If you're the Big Ten, what does Oregon bring you?
It brings you the Northwest. It brings you title with Phil McKnight, doesn't it?
Whoa. Oh, it brings us Nike. We already have Nike. Mm-hmm. We have Ohio State. We have Michigan. We have Penn State. We got all the athletic apparel we need. Okay.
Does it not?
Nike does. I mean, okay. Brings you. That's fine.
Does it not give you a better boost in the trying to keep up with the SEC game?
No, God, no. No, there are about 8 pretty girls at this dance, and Oregon ain't one of them. Take Nike out of it. Tell me what Oregon really brings you. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. It's virtually nothing. They have some cool uniforms. That's a Nike thing.
But you don't think that Oregon could compete? Could be a threat?
Oh,
in
good
the Big
Lord,
Ten?
no. Oh, they would go, and that's what the Big Ten already knows.
Mm-hmm.
The allure is that you have been competitive. Well, you've been a big fish in a small pond. Now you'll be a medium to small fish in a very large pond, playing a brand of football that you don't play. That cute little spread them out thing you like to do, that's swell. Until you start going up against Ohio State. Yes, but before anybody says it, I do remember what happened the last time they played.
Yes.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
I have to disagree with you on this one. I feel like Oregon could compete on the pretty much the same level that I believe Oklahoma is going to still compete, quote unquote, in the SEC. They'll be a back end bowl team.
But Oklahoma's brand. Texas is a brand. Oregon a brand. They were irrelevant in college football 20 years ago. That doesn't make you a brand. That makes you a very well-financed, cute set of uniforms, which is exactly what Oregon is. I would argue there's 10 teams the Big Ten would rather have than Oregon, and they've made that pretty clear. And I'm not even talking about the heavy hitters, the Clemsons, the Florida States, the Miamis. I'm talking Duke. I'm talking North Carolina. We'll take that happily before we go Oregon. Because at least that brings you a market. If you get Duke and Carolina, now you have the Carolinas.
Right.
College football's bigger in the South.
Right.
The media market is, well, we got Seattle. Woohoo! And Portland. Yeah, okay. You ever check college football numbers out there? Not great.
I'm just saying, while you're adding teams.
Well, you're not going to add 30 of them.
No.
You have limited numbers of spaces here.
But
until the big boys are off the table, Oregon can keep calling. You can call until you're blue in the face.
Right.
It's not going to change anything.
Right. Latest report is that the fairest way to say this is that things are very preliminary right now between Oregon and the Big Ten.
And that's the Big Ten's way of saying, well, don't keep calling us. We'll call you if we want to talk.
Eventually. We'll call you eventually. If you've already got two teams from the West Coast, it would only make sense for you to add more, right?
And think, no, that's not in any way how this works. The reason UCLA got brought along is because USC had to. They were like the little brother. Mom said I had to bring him. Okay, well, we want the LA market. The LA market is attractive with USC. Seattle, Portland, not exactly an attractive college football market. Carolina's attractive. Atlanta, I'll be honest with you. What I'm going to say is going to sound completely out of its mind, but it's true. Georgia Tech's more appealing than Oregon. It's not even close.
Ugh.
And it's not even close. One comes with Atlanta. One comes with Eugene, Oregon. Woo.
Yeah, but it comes with the media market, but there's nothing that's going to come out of that. It's like saying...
You're missing the point.
Okay.
Nobody cares how competitive they are. I've screamed this from the mountaintops. UCLA is more attractive to the Big Ten than Oregon. For the last 15 years, if they played each other, Oregon would have beaten them 14 out of 15 times. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's why Florida State's more attractive than Clemson. I hate to hurt your feelings, but it's true. Miami's more attractive than Clemson. Clemson is probably 3. And then Carolina and Duke slot in right behind them. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Follow the money. Nobody cares if you win. Michigan didn't win for 20 years. Did it hurt revenue at all?
No.
No. And if Oregon does this and is that spunky little upstart for 100 years, maybe they'll be in the shadow of Michigan, and then we'll talk. Other than that, you're a largely irrelevant program that has some nifty uniforms. That's it. We've already got – okay, I'm going to say this, and once I say it, you'll never unsee it.
Okay.
What is the difference between Oregon and Maryland?
Yeah, I can't
give
you one. I can't give you one.
The only difference, one of them played in a legitimate conference, and one of them played in the West Coast Fun League.
Right.
The only difference. They both have ridiculous money off an alumni booster that started an athletic brand.
Yep. Flashy uniforms.
So now Maryland is the team with the cute uniforms playing in the Big Ten. And that's the way they're looking at this. We already have you.
Right.
We have a version of you. We do not need a second one. Now, if it comes down to it's you or nothing, now we'll talk. but it's going to have to get to the nothing point before we care.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Coming up next, we're going to get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south. Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound eastbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Delays. 26 westbound slow between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slow between Brevard Road and Airport Road. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split, Malfunction Junction, and Newfound Road. In Avery Creek, Brevard Road northbound is stop and go beginning at Long Shoals Road and continues in patches to I-26. Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Brevard Road, traffic very busy. Smoky Park Highway southbound approaching Sand Hill Road, delays. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road northbound slow between Long Shoals Road and Mills Gap Road. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road, delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Northern Tool and Equipment Sidewalk Sale is this Thursday through Sunday. Stop in and save up to 60% on hundreds of their best-selling tools and equipment. Visit northerntool.com to find store locations near you.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it.
Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh
to woo!
I want to take more chances with the embroidering.
Henley's vision for a new clothing line is coming into focus.
Dramatic.
They'll need an on-staff photographer to put their collection in the spotlight.
Why is no one taking shots of these?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
So the Ingles 2-day sale is this Friday and Saturday. Huge savings throughout the store. And when all the products on the shelves heard we were having auditions to be in the sale, everybody wanted in. Come see for yourself. The Ingles 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's week 2 of the Buncombe County Game of the Week, and we get to see the Pisgah Bears make the trip over to Inca to take on the Jets. This will be the season opener for Mike Sexton's ball club, who look to carry over the momentum from a playoff run a year ago. Sports Tank Friday gets us started at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7. On AM 1400 and TuscolaRadio.com, it's East Rutherford at Tuscola. Cowboy John and the gang will get things going at 7. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
And welcome back into the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And, well, here's the thing. I'm going to do 2 crime stories today because it's that important of a message. Don't do crimes. And there was a woman who did crimes. This woman goes into a pot dispensary up in Oregon. It's all legal, all, taxed business up there. But here's the thing. I guess with owning a business like that, you have to assume that your customers are on drugs, right? I mean, I would say.
That is one way to look at that, yes.
I would say so. So this woman comes in to make a purchase, and there's no real backstory on what exchange happened that led to her following actions. She takes out a packet of some kind of sauce from her purse. After making a purchase from the store and not consuming the product in the store, because I think that's illegal. I don't think you could do that. I don't think you could do the drugs in the dispensaries. But she takes the packet of undisclosed sauce and starts smearing it all over the counter of the business. Well, when they said, obviously, what are you doing? Stop making a mess in my store, this woman became irate. And then she reached into her purse and proceeded to pull out a full bottle of teriyaki sauce, to which she starts dumping it out on the floor, and the police say she started slinging it around all over the lobby of this dispensary. Again, I'm going to say, I think you have to assume that there are some activities going on in your clientele. But this is far and away above. You just don't do it. And who carries around teriyaki sauce?
I carry around hot sauce.
I mean, are you mad because you purchased one strain and didn't get the strain that you were after? Or what? I have no idea. Were the edibles tainted? There was no word from this woman other than spreading the sauce around, throwing it around. She left. Then the cops followed up, and they tracked her down, and they said, "You're under arrest." And you know what her response was? "No, I'm not." And you know what their response was?
"Yeah, you are."
You want to bet? After, quote-unquote, attempting to resist arrest, she was taken into custody.
You strike me as the kind of person that would carry around their own sauce.
No.
If you were wearing that red Georgia hat, I would 100%. You look like a guy that shows up at a barbecue restaurant and says, "I don't need your sauce, I brought my own."
There's only one kind of sauce I need.
Authorities in Nebraska have a bit of a confounding situation on their hands. There is a dam in Furnace County. Well, the dam keeps water to run all of the irrigation because what is Nebraska known for?
Corn.
Corn and other assorted crops. Well, last week, all the water went away, and they don't know why. Somebody emptied 16 million gallons of water by opening the dam and running it into an irrigation channel. Well, the problem with that is that doesn't refill all that quickly. They can't figure out who did it.
Really?
Apparently, there are no security cameras in the room with the lever.
How's that happen?
There are cameras all around the facility except where this is. And here's the troubling part. They can never figure out where the person got in.
Oh.
Apparently there is no way to get to where the access is without passing a camera. No one passed it. Nothing triggered a motion sensor. Nothing happened. But they showed up, and sure enough, the lever had been flipped. I have my own personal belief of what happened.
Okay.
Bird did it.
Stop it.
If it didn't trigger a motion sensor, what did it have to do? It had to fly into the room.
Well, that's motion.
But it would be from on top. It didn't actually touch the ground, which is where the motion sensors are.
Oh, the motion sensors are only on the ground.
It's usually where motion sensors are. Don't use that to do crimes. I mean, I figured everybody knew that, but
I thought motion sensors just sensed your being.
Well, if you
like the
if you go
alarm
really
here at Radio Ranch.
if you go really expensive, then yeah, they cut X's and all kinds of things. But if you just go, a little cheapy,
right,
then they're just on the ground because they figure you couldn't fly in here.
Yeah, as soon as they detect motion in the hallways here at Radio Ranch, that alarm will go off if somebody has said it, which
that
will
alarm
cause
is
you to wet yourself.
100%.
If it happens to you.
100%.
Has it happened to you?
Yes. Very late one night, too, and it scared me to
I was
death.
going to say, I have to ask the question, did I do it? Did I set the alarm while you were still here at one point?
No,
Okay,
I did
all
that
right.
to Eddie Fox one time.
Oh, I've done it to Eddie. I've done it to Caleb. Yeah, once you open a doorway after the alarm has been set in this building, it just immediately makes the worst high-pitched noise you've ever heard in your life.
And once you realize
will
it's happening,
scare the bejesus out
there's
of you.
nothing you can do.
Well, I mean, you could put in the code and stop it.
Yeah, but you have to set it off first.
Yes. That's how that goes, right? To make it stop, you have to set it off.
Well, that's that. I guess that is true.
It happened to me one night after a high school football game, and I don't know who did it. It might have been the engineer came in and thought nobody was still here. I had been in the bathroom, and then I immediately went again when I came out.
Correct.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and question was asked in the YouTube comments, by Raiders season, is there anything to take away from Darren Waller ending his relationship with Clutch Sports?
It's all about the deal. There's been a lot of smoke with Darren Waller. I'm not putting anything into it. Players firing their agent it's such commonplace that it doesn't surprise me. It makes me wonder if he's seeing something in the offing of where he's really going to need an agent to facilitate something. And I go back to when the Packer rumor came up.
Yeah.
That the Packers were all in on adding Darren Waller. The Raiders were interested because he doesn't really fit Josh McDaniels' scheme. If you think about all of the Patriot years, name me any tight end like Darren Waller that ever succeeded in this. Before you say Aaron Hernandez, just understand he was a drastically better blocker.
I mean, that's the closest. Because he's not Gronk.
No.
Completely different skill set than Gronk. So Aaron Hernandez is probably the closest that you will have. Hunter Henry?
I think it would be a fool's errand to say that he has succeeded in this offense.
I don't know. I mean, he was good for several touchdowns last year. So, I mean, that's the whole name of the game. You play the game to score touchdowns, right?
Well, I mean, take away those 4 plays. What else did he really contribute?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's the closest analogy I can come up with in the Josh McDaniels system. But I mean,
the thing that would make me nervous
know.
is how old he is.
30
Darren
years
Waller
old.
is one of those amorphous players that he didn't really come into his own until he's 27 years old. So he gets the deal. Now he's one of the best values in the league. Do you know how much he makes a year?
$7.5 million.
It is $7.5 million. And I feel like the reason you would do that, you mix in the trade rumors. Okay, that scares me. That scares me. You go to the agent, maybe you don't get the information that you're looking for, and then you're looking 2 years down the road of, I still would like to get
paid
another bag.
I want to get.
I didn't get the bag that I deserve.
I didn't get the first bag. They signed me to a 4-year contract extension before I even hit it big. And now I'm going to make $7.5 million this year? I mean, that's only $1 million more than Kareem Hunt's making. And Darren Waller, who's more important to their offense? Darren Waller or Kareem Hunt? I think that argument has a little more weight to it with Deshaun Watson out for the year, but for the extended period of time, 11 games.
Would you like to hear a list of tight ends making more money than
I would
Darren
love
Waller?
to hear this.
CJ Uzomah.
Oh, stop.
Will Dissly.
See, this is why I would fire Clutch Sports.
Jonnu Smith. Hunter Henry. David Njoku. Dallas Goedert. And my personal favorite, Taysom Hill.
I am no doubt better than all of those guys, and maybe combined.
And multiplied by each other.
Right. And that's why I would fire them. That is why I want to know what the story is. I'd just love to know where this is coming from. Is he upset because there has been no trade made, that Clutch Sports wasn't able to negotiate some kind of a deal? Is he upset because they weren't able to get the money? They weren't able to get the bag from the Raiders? And here he is on the last year of his deal. $7.5 million is all he's going to make. There's no more guaranteed money left, so the Raiders could get rid of him. They could probably swing a trade with somebody pretty easy, I would imagine.
Oh, he would certainly be
But does he
attractive.
blame the agent for that? Because Clutch Sports has become that hot new agency.
Not in the NFL.
Really?
No, Clutch is hot in the NBA. Clutch is their client list in the NBA is very deep.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, not so much. Several of them play for my team, which makes me sad.
Right.
I mean, but the highest profile player they have is Quinnen Williams. So, I mean, I get it. But this is the reason that you go with the known entity, and that's probably what he's going to do. I would wager when you find out who the next agent is, it'll be a name where you go, well, that makes plenty of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because this just got more convoluted, and you need the vet to come in here and do this. I've always laughed at the Clutch and all of these different entities that now represent guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do I really think you're the best qualified agent, or are you just a name? In large part, yeah, they switched there, and a lot of them have switched out.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and we realize it's a day late, but here we are. It's time for something to chew on with our good friend Caleb Peak, brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings, and when we come back from the break after the chew on that, it'll be time to put 5 on it with Jeremy Greene's preseason picks.
And that's that massive brawl between the Bengals and Rams yesterday. Forced both teams to halt their inter-squad practice. The melee broke out during a team drill. The Bengals' first-team offense, Rams' first-team defense, and you see Aaron Donald there holding those two helmets, swinging the Bengals one multiple times during the scrum. Former offensive lineman analyst Jeff Schwartz tweeted, "Fights happen. We know that and accept it. However, swinging a helmet is out of control and dangerous. He should be suspended."
A full-on punch-throwing, helmet-swinging brouhaha between the last two teams to play for a Super Bowl championship. Who could have seen this coming? This is Chew on That, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. I'm Caleb Peak, and like Jeff Schwartz tweeted, scuffles are commonplace in a game that basically boils down to simulated hand-to-hand warfare, especially when you factor in unusually high late summer heat. But after seeing the video of Aaron Donald wielding not one, but 2 Cincinnati Bengals helmets as weapons, NFL team owners and even Roger Goodell need to ask themselves one simple question. Is this actually worth it? Because this violent training camp trend we're seeing has really just become the disappointing punchline of a joke that stopped being funny a long time ago. I mean, I get it. After a long summer of intra-squad scrimmages and head-to-head drills, sometimes things might get a little stagnant. And it's just cute to think that tempers only flare during joint practice situations. The Bills, Patriots, Niners, Jets, Giants, and Saints have all ejected players from training camp this summer due to excessive feistiness. New Orleans rookie offensive lineman Trevor Penning was booted from practice after starting 3 fights in 3 consecutive days. In San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan had to stop proceedings to issue a mid-practice tongue lashing after Brandon Ayuk and Fred Warner got into it twice in 10 minutes, both times ending up on the bottom of a pile. But at the end of the day, all of these guys are still teammates. They're being paid millions upon millions of dollars to coexist with one another and function as part of a single cohesive unit that works together toward a single goal, winning a Lombardi trophy. Training camp is the time for these things to happen. Better to get the aggression out weeks before the points on the board actually count, rather than having 2 egos derail an entire team's chemistry in the middle of the playoff push in November. But these joint practices, well, they're a different animal entirely. NFL teams aren't expected to like one another. And let's be honest, how fun would the NFL even be if they did? Heated competition and controversy are what make the game so alluring to watch. But joint practices usually feature another factor that goes beyond competition. They put on full display the unbridled animosity that some players, some teams feel toward one another. The Cowboys and the Broncos fought 6 separate times during a single affair in Denver. The Panthers and Patriots went at one another twice in 2 days, and it was all sparked by a single hit on Carolina's $64 million man, Christian McCaffrey. And, of course, the Bengals and Rams finally got down on the final practice of a 3-day slate. Like anyone expected these two teams could meet without any fireworks going off. Now, to be clear, there's an obvious difference between fighting and scuffling. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle is one thing. These are all grown men who are more than capable of defending themselves and their teammates. It happens during practice, and it certainly happens during games. No biggie. But using a helmet, or two in Donald's case, as a bludgeoning tool is one of the more unsettling trends to emerge in recent years. In this particular case, it's concerning for Cincinnati because in the hands of a freak of nature like Aaron Donald, a helmet could cause pretty serious damage when it makes impact with a human body. And it's concerning for Los Angeles because there's no way this ends well. Turnabout is fair play. Once Donald starts attacking with a weapon, the fight or flight instinct is going to kick in. Rules go out the window, and it's a bona fide miracle that some of the Bengals didn't use their own lids to attack back. AD could have been seriously injured, and the Rams' $95 million investment would be the one responsible for his own demise. Or B, the league doesn't have the option to sit idly by and let this pass without punishment. In 2019, Myles Garrett was suspended for 6 games after ripping off Mason Rudolph's helmet and hitting him with it. That's the existing precedent, a quote-unquote indefinite suspension. Even though this is only training camp, the league has to get involved somehow. And again, the result is LA's $95 million investment and future Hall of Famer missing time for an incident that was totally avoidable. There was a time when joint practices may have been a marginally good idea, but at this point, season-jeopardizing brawls are the rule more than the exception. And if your argument in favor of them is playing against competition other than yourself, then riddle me this. What's the point of 3 preseason games? I'm Caleb Peak. That's something to chew on.
This is your time-saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is crawling. Future 26 eastbound between Riverside Drive and 240 due to an accident. 26 eastbound slow between Bavard Road and Airport Road. 26 on the westbound side, heavy delays between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split, Malfunction Junction, and Newfound Road. 40 eastbound on the ramp to Charlotte Highway, an accident reported. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound, delays between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. On Avery Creek area, Bavard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is busy, continuing to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Northern Tool and Equipment Sidewalk Sale is this Thursday through Sunday. Stop in and save up to 60% on hundreds of their best-selling tools and equipment. Visit northerntool.com to find store locations near you.
Low rates and cash back? Hey everybody, it's Chris Angel from Mountain Credit Union. Introducing Mountain Credit Union Rewards. Earning cash back is simple. Earn 1% cash back when you use your Mountain Credit Union MasterCard credit card. Just sign into our mobile app, receive e-statements, and use your Mountain Credit Union MasterCard. Don't have a card? Apply today for a fixed interest rate, no annual fee, and generous credit limits. Go to mountaincu.org to learn more. At Mountain Credit Union, we're here for you because we're here with you.
They say to never mess with the classics, but Panera did just that and more with our new Chef's Chicken Sandwiches. By using pan-seared chicken, our secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisps, and pickle chips, all on a buttery brioche roll. Because if no one messed with the classics, you never have a chicken sandwich this good. New Chef's Chicken Sandwiches from Panera. Only $1 delivery fee when you order on our app. Restrictions apply. For details, visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info.
Asheville Pizza and Brewing is so happy to announce the return of the $3 movie theater. We've added a second screen to our Merriman Avenue location. Soon you'll be able to catch family favorites, cult classics, and second-run films for only $3, just like the good old days. Visit the main screen for current movies and don't forget about Trivia Night on Wednesdays. Visit AshevilleBrewing.com for info and schedules, or stop by on Merriman Ave. That's AshevilleBrewing.com.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money!
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment, but you start this good in the preseason, you just got to keep throwing picks. I got three more for you. First one, the Tennessee Titans are the 3-point favorite tomorrow against the Arizona Cardinals. And maybe I'm being a little tinfoil on my head, and maybe I'm looking too much at the stats, but there is a history with these two coaches that if it doesn't go this way, Cliff Kingsbury will have his first winning preseason, and Mike Vrabel will have his first losing preseason since his rookie season. I'm taking the Titans minus the 3. Next, you rest assured if the Baltimore Ravens are playing the preseason, I'm going to take it. You win this many in a row, you're going to have to prove me wrong. Pretty simple, Ravens minus 6 over the Commanders. Finally, Mike Tomlin, one of the most notorious coaches in the NFL for really putting a lot into the preseason. But that's not why I'm picking them. I'm picking them because there is a possibility, and I've been saying this for a while, that Mason Rudolph may not be on this roster a week from now, and the team I've heard he could be going to is who they're playing. I like the Steelers. Get me Pittsburgh minus 5.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And you can take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy, and when you create your account and make your deposit, they will give you a 125% deposit bonus. Give you all the free play tokens you can use to win money with Jeremy's picks. 17-4 so far throughout the NFL preseason. That's insanity.
And we're not counting that to the season record. You know, I mean, we could.
This is just a warm-up.
We could. But, you know, when you got confidence like I do, right, don't need it. We'll be just fine.
This, by the way, will be the last Friday where we don't have Beat the Chief.
Asheville Police Chief David Zach will be joining us next Friday for his first in-studio segment of the year.
Cannot wait for it. We've got more picks coming up from Jeremy at the end of the program. All your bangers for Week 0 in college football.
The first picks that matter of the 2022 football season.
That's right. Like I said before, it's been over 195 days since we've got to hear Jeremy go crazy about any type of football. That was since the national championship.
Didn't go my way.
It did not go your way. Should I play that?
No. Good Lord, don't play that awful, stupid fight song again.
Oh, come on.
It's awful.
And when it comes to college football, or excuse me, that was the Super Bowl. When it comes to college football after the national championship, that's been like 230 days. We've been missing football something fierce.
But we're back.
We are back.
Like I said, this is not going to be – you're not going to sit around and go, man, the quality of play was so good. But I do have 3 underdogs for you. So you will get to hear the first underdog of the year. I cannot let the good people that listen to this show down. Fridays come along, football season, you fully expect to hear Speed of Lightning, Roar of Thunder. And I will have those for you at the end of this here program.
That's right. And don't forget to log on to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link, subscribe to the channel. You'll get the alert first thing tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as we kick off the half marathon of fantasy football goodness with myself, Jeremy Greene, and, of course, the crazy one, Football Farley, Brian Haynes, rejoining the Sportsocracy family for tomorrow's half marathon. You don't want to miss it. Coming up after the break, we've got the Daily Draft, where we'll talk about unders for the 2022 NFL season.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south. Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is crawling. Future 26 eastbound between Riverside Drive and 240 due to an accident. 26 eastbound slow between Bavard Road and Airport Road. 26 on the westbound side, heavy delays between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split, Malfunction Junction, and Newfound Road. 40 eastbound on the ramp to Charlotte Highway, an accident reported. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound, delays between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. On Avery Creek area, Bavard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is busy, continuing to the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000. Plus, get free next day delivery. Upgrade to an adjustable base for free. With mattresses starting at just $99, there's a mattress to fit every budget. Visit Mattress Warehouse.
Galaxy Z Fold 4 is here to change the way you get things done. Now you can browse social media while tuning into a video call. And with the expansive foldable screen, you can use up to 3 apps at the same time. Visit Samsung.com today to order your Galaxy Z Fold 4.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Mariners rookie outfielder Julio Rodriguez will get a big money contract extension. ESPN's Jeff Passan reports the deal comes in 2 parts: 8 years for $120 million, then an 8 to 10 year team option worth up to $350 million more. The 49ers are now looking ahead to their season opener 2 weeks from Sunday against the Bears. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler says the trade market is very thin for quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo.
There are a few dates that could heat this up. You have roster cuts early next week, more discussions around the league about something there could happen. And then September 10th, that week 1 mark, is when his salary of $24+ million would lock in. Certainly they have to do something by then.
Jeremy Fowler, who also reports Saints quarterback Jameis Winston is expected to play tonight against the Chargers. He missed the first 2 preseason games with a right foot sprain. Las Vegas Aces coach Becky Hammon is the WNBA Coach of the Year. She's the first former league player to win Coach of the Year in her first season on the job.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, live or on demand. You can take us with you everywhere you go. You can watch us everywhere you go as well. Just go to the YouTube stream. Link is conveniently placed right there in the front page of the Sportsocracy.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat each and every day. Plus, you'll get those all-important alerts every time that we go live. Yes, tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., it is the Fantasy Football Spectacular in the YouTube stream. You'll want to join us for all the uncensored 12-hour half-marathon action with myself, Jeremy Greene, and, of course, Football Farley rejoining the Sportsocracy family tomorrow at 9 a.m. Kicking off the third hour of the program, as always, with the Daily Draft. That's right. It's time to do the unders on the win totals in Vegas for each and every team in the NFL. We're not going to go over all the teams. This is how the Daily Draft goes. Jeremy and I pit ourselves against each other, and we will take the wagers that we like the best on unders. We did overs yesterday. Did we have any thoughts on an overall winner there? Did you hear any comments?
That one was actually pretty.
I thought it was close.
It was pretty close.
I thought it was very close. We both ended up with some pretty good picks, and today we've got probably very similar lists on who we would be willing to wager money on the unders. Who's going to underperform this year in the NFL? I have the first pick since Jeremy got the first pick yesterday, and it's the layup. I'm taking the layup. Most guaranteed, as close as you can get. Dallas Cowboys. I don't see a path to 10.5 wins. To going over that.
Oh, it's down to 9.5 now.
No, it's down to 9.5 now. All right,
so they have dropped it. Down to 9.5.
So they have dropped it a game, but still, I don't really care.
I thought it was at 10.5. It was the easiest cinch bet in the history of creation because there were only 2 teams in the NFL with a higher number than theirs.
10 games seems far-fetched right now for this team. I still don't think they're one of the worst teams in the NFL, but
I would say they're in the bottom 10. I think they're in the bottom 10.
I cannot go that far, but they are at least in the bottom third of the league, or bottom 12, I guess I'll say. But I don't know that they're quite in the discussion.
Anybody that understands
like,
numbers, I do need you to understand. He just said they're in the bottom third. That's 10.
And then I stretched it. To 12.
That's
I caught myself. But since the Tyron Smith injury, I don't like that one little bit. They're obviously a better offense with Tyron Smith on the field. They're going to be starting a rookie maybe, or that Josh Ball character at left tackle. That means the running game is going to be hurt. That means Dak Prescott could get hurt. Hope to God it doesn't happen. But his protection has dropped and his weapons have dropped, and this team just continues to regress. Before the season even starts, which I feel like is a new record for the Dallas Cowboys. They usually wait till, week 2 or 3 to disappoint. But we're doing this just right out the gate.
You're off to a very bad – and when you're doing future things like this, it's range of outcomes. I don't have a range of outcome where Dallas is better than this.
Mm-hmm.
I think their ceiling is 9-8, which would still cover that. So I agree with you that was the layup.
Yep. Dallas Cowboys, first pick off the board.
Now, I would argue there is another layup. And this is going to come off as a slight to this team, and it's not. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying those things.
Mm-hmm.
10.5 is too high of a number for the Denver Broncos. Just straight, that's too high of a number for this team with a new quarterback, a rookie head coach, and a defense that has a lot of question marks. Again, I'm not telling you they're not good. There's a lot of things to like, but there's a lot of new here.
And there's a huge window. There's a huge window for this team where will you be surprised if the Denver Broncos, maybe there's some injury things that happen, maybe the offense isn't clicking like it's supposed to be. Would you be super shocked knowing that they play in the AFC West, the toughest division ever in football, to find out that this team finished out the season 7-10?
Wouldn't shock me in the least.
No.
And here's the question. How many times since we went to the four-team division format, how many times have we had a team finish dead last in their division and win more than 9 games?
I don't know.
It's happened exactly one time. Never have we had 4 teams that won 10. Do you think the Broncos are better than the Chiefs?
No.
Chiefs are at 10.5. Do you think they're better than the Chargers?
No.
Chargers are at 10.5. Do you think they're better than the Raiders?
No.
Raiders are at 8.5. To me, that makes this really, really easy. Again, not trying to slight them. I believe in Russ too. But I could see this being clunky to begin with. And looking at that schedule, you cannot really miss I don't want to call them layup games, but for Denver, the super winnable games early. I mean, you start with Seattle and Houston, so you're going to be 2-0. You can't really afford to lose to the Raiders. You can't really afford to lose to the Colts. And I'm not sure that you're better than either of those teams. And one of them's on the road.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
So, that one was pretty easy. Now, the second one, this one's a little tougher because I'm trying to figure out which of the 2 teams that I have starred right here that you will not take. And I think there's no way I'm going to come away with them both, so I'm going to take the one that I feel even more confident in.
Okay.
Confident in both. It's the New England Patriots. 8.5 is too high.
Agreed.
8.5 is too high.
Agreed.
When you have a defensive coordinator calling your offensive plays, that's too high. I see no team in the NFL that is more poised for a huge regression than New England. And they almost seem resigned to it. Outside of Bill, who seems to think he's the great and powerful Oz, and the rules of this league do not apply to him.
Right.
It's another team. I look at the range of outcomes and go, I could say this will not be a popular take. What is the worst you can see New England being?
I don't know, 4-13.
I'm not far from you. I mean, if you look at the schedule, all right, let's say you give them 2 layups against the Jets, which I'm not positive those are layups. You give them a layup at home against the Bears and the Lions. That's 4 wins. I can see a path they lose every other game on that schedule.
It's possible.
I don't think they're better than another team on that schedule.
I would agree. The talent on paper is not there. The problem I have with Bill Belichick is that, well, he's Bill Belichick. And they'll find ways to win games, but I don't think you're going to find a way to win 4 more. Give you the 4 that you just mentioned, Jeremy. Man, I don't know that I give you the ability to have actually 5 more wins because you're at 8.5. So you got to get into 9 to hit the over.
And here's my question. What is the discrepancy between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets?
Bill.
It's Bill to Robert Saleh, and it's the weapons for the Jets. Because New England cannot touch what that Jet team has.
Agreed.
One of them's at 5.5, one of them's at 8.5.
That's rough.
And it's the team with the easier schedule that's at 5.5. So New England was an easy pick for me, and now I sit back and hope you don't take the if you don't, I will do it immediately.
Well, there are 2 more layups. To me, there are 2 more layups, and I'm gonna say the same thing Jeremy gets to say when I pick. Ooh, you may not have the possibility to come away with my top 3 choices here? Because that's what you've left me with. My number 1, other than the Dallas Cowboys, that was more of a strategic. I knew you were going to take it if I didn't. But my number 1, and it's hard for me to say this because I have been defending this team so much, it's the Arizona Cardinals.
No! That was the one.
8.5. 8.5 wins, and I don't see it. you're going to have a great portion of the season, the first 6 games without DeAndre Hopkins. All of the drama that's going on with Kyler Murray, I get that they brought in Marquise Brown, and there's big high hopes for Rondale Moore, and James Conner's overvalued everywhere.
They'll be a dog in their first 5 games. They will be a dog in all 5 of their first 5 games.
Yeah, they'll be a dog against Carolina on the road?
Yes.
Okay.
West Coast team coming east. I don't care that it's a 405. I don't care.
That's the only one that I look at and go, they should be favored in that game.
Undisciplined teams like this come on the road on a trip that's that long.
Mm-hmm.
They come that far, deal with the time differential and all of the things, and the undisciplined just screams from the mountaintops. They'll be a dog to Carolina. If they're not, they will be a very small favorite.
I think they will be a favorite once it comes to that point in week 4, but maybe not. I mean, maybe Carolina shows a little something in their first couple of games. Maybe it's close with Cleveland. Maybe they have a tight one with the New York Giants. Maybe they even beat the New York Giants in week 2, which is not out of the realm of possibility. But they could be coming off a win. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals are going to get frog stomped by Kansas City, Las Vegas, and the Rams to start out the year. You're going to lose to Philadelphia. Best case scenario, after those 6 weeks, you're 2-4. And then you get DeAndre Hopkins back, and I don't even know that I really like you in any other game that year except for the Seattle game.
Minus the Seahawks. Yeah, you catch the Seahawks and at the Falcons.
And at the Falcons, yeah. The other ones, New England Patriots, I could fully see, Cliff Kingsbury losing the coaching battle to Bill Belichick, and you don't have a prayer.
That's coming off a bye week.
Teams.
I'm just telling you, it's coming off a bye week. Arizona will have, I think, 15 days between those 2 games.
Okay.
I like that one on the Arizona side.
You do. Okay.
Because that's where I think Kingsbury gets canned.
But again, would you be surprised?
No. I could see New England beating them by 4 touchdowns. It wouldn't shout me in the league.
Absolutely. And then you're just not in the class of San Francisco, the Los Angeles Chargers, Denver Broncos, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, LA Rams, Minnesota Vikings. I think you get, you might have a close one with Minnesota, but you're going to lose on the road in a shootout. I don't like that at all for you. So Arizona Cardinals, to me, I'm going vastly under the 8.5 wins. When we come back from the break, I will give you my second of the back-to-backs, and this was the number 2 on my list, and it wasn't even relatively close to me.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic time ago, future 26 eastbound between Riverside Drive and 240 due to an accident. 26 westbound slows at Chimney Rock Road, and then at Hendersonville Road becomes stop and go to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 on the eastbound side, stop and go between the French Broad River and Hendersonville Road. Again, 26 eastbound delays approaching Chimney Rock Road as well. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and George's Branch Road. 40 westbound delays near Newfound Road. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road, slow, southbound between Biltmore Forest and Long Shoals Road. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road, north and southbound, delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000. Plus, get free next-day delivery. Don't lose sleep over it with mattresses starting at just $99. Get 0% interest financing and a 1-year price guarantee. Visit Mattress Warehouse.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it. Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage.
From ugh
to woo!
It's the Best Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's a cutoff race in the NASCAR playoffs. You remember what happened last year, right? September 17th. Go to BristolMotorspeedway.com and get your tickets before they're gone.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 23rd and 24th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale right now. AXS.com.
Stream it free on the CW app and CWTV.com.
Sponsored by M&M's Crunchy Cookie. Delicious Crunchy Cookie meets your favorite chocolate candy. That's right. New M&M's Crunch Cookie is 2 classics. Now in one. Pick them up at your local retailer.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
It's the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and a bit of foreshadowing there for my next pick in today's daily draft, where Jeremy and I are taking our favorite under picks for the win totals for each and every team in the NFL. And so far, we've started out with I got the Dallas Cowboys at under 9.5, taking Arizona under 8.5. And I'm getting ready to make my next pick. Jeremy has started out with Denver under 10.5, which is a layup, and the New England Patriots. I would say that's the riskiest of the two picks, but there again, 8.5 seems
That's
far-fetched.
a lot. That's a lot for a team with no offensive coordinator.
Exactly. Seems very far-fetched for the New England Patriots. So now it's my turn. And, Jeremy, you hit me with this stat earlier in the day, that there is a team out there that is catching the most wagers right now.
Oh, I did not think I had to do this for a long time.
Really?
I did not think I had to do this for a long time.
Well, look, you like to talk about how insufferable I am. My team did win a championship, but that was 2 years ago. And now you've got serious problems. A lot of unknowns with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the rent is too damn high, as they say. 11.5 is where you're going to put this?
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm going to err on the side of I don't think we're going to do it. I don't know. Is it a risk? Sure. But I have to imagine you're getting pretty good odds on the under for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 11.5 this year. It's just a tough schedule. And would I be shocked to see us not win this division? No. Would I be shocked to see the New Orleans Saints end up with 12 wins and we end up with 11? Not one little bit. New Orleans is that team that has caught us time and time again. I don't think Tom Brady has beaten them since he's been in.
He hasn't.
In Tampa.
Nope. 0-4.
Mm-hmm. 0-4 against the New Orleans Saints. They make his most prized weapon disappear in Mike Evans. And guess who you got week 2 of the season? In the Dome against the New Orleans Saints. That could be the first loss of the year. And then you go Green Bay, Kansas City, Baltimore, the LA Rams, the Cleveland Browns. Is that with Deshaun Watson? Yes, it is. No,
it's the last game.
That'll be the last game that he misses. So, okay, give me that one. And then you got New Orleans at San Francisco, Cincinnati. You got an opportunity there to lose a handful of games and not make it to the 12-win mark. So Tampa Bay is my third choice.
Well, I didn't think I had to do that for a minute, and I cannot believe you have allowed these two teams to fall right in my lap. Because, yes, the number is low, but these two teams are absolute dog water. The Chicago Bears at 6.5 is the most comically stupid thing I think I've ever seen. They could play college teams, and I'm not sure they would win 6.5 games. That's the one. I cannot physically believe that they are trotting out the 11 or the 10 players that start on offense around Justin Fields. Now, could they make a move on Denzel Mims or one of these receivers? I don't care. You need 3 of them and 4 starting offensive linemen. 6 for them to not be the worst team in the NFL would blow my mind. Something would have to go horribly wrong for virtually any other team to finish below Chicago. And the fact that I'm catching 2 more wins with them than I am with 2 other teams in this league is ridiculous. Now, the other one's a little riskier because you got a good coach, but you don't really have anything else. Have a couple good receivers and nobody to get them the ball. At 5.5, the Seattle Seahawks. There are 3 teams in this league that I think finish 5-12 or worse. Seattle Seahawks, Chicago Bears, Atlanta Falcons. There's only one of those teams whose over-under is below 5. No interest in them, but I do want Seattle and I want Chicago.
Okay.
Plus, in Seattle, and I've said this a million times, if you're playing DFS the first 8 weeks of the season, if you're in the battle for the belt and you're having to set your roster every week, don't even think about it. Whoever's playing Seattle. 2 bad quarterbacks behind an offensive line with 2 rookie tackles. How do you think that's going to go?
Free space on the board each and every week. Okay. Great picks. Both were on my list. I felt I needed to get Tampa Bay out of the way because you were going to take them.
Oh, I was certainly going to take them. I just didn't think I had to take them that early.
All right. Then now I have 2 back-to-backs here. And I really want to take the Houston Texans, but I feel like that's disaster.
They're not even on my board.
4.5 is the over/under on them, and I think there's too much of a risk that they could actually win 5 games this year.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion. A, they play 4 of the 5 worst teams in the NFL.
Yes, they do.
B, I'm not sure they're as bad as the other 3 teams I just said. I like Davis Mills better than any quarterback on any of those 3 rosters. I at least get an offensive lineman. I at least get a number 1 receiver. And I'll be honest with you, maybe I'm reading tea leaves here, but the defense for Houston looked
spunky.
That was the word I was going to say. I was hoping I had a better word, but that's...
No, I mean, they did look like there's a little bit of fire there.
They looked like there was something. And so I couldn't go Houston.
Right. I couldn't either. 4.5, just the line's too low. But there's another team that's down there that, why not? Your 2027 New York Jets.
No. 2027 Super Bowl champion New York Jets.
I forgot the Super Bowl champion part. The New York Jets, y'all aren't good. You're not good. You could win 4 games on this schedule. You might be able to sneak up and get somebody, but I think you're capped out at 5. I know you believe in your young weapons.
No, I believe in the back end of the schedule.
Oh, in the back end of the schedule.
New England, where everything has gone to boo-boo. The Bears in New York. The Lions in New York. The Jaguars in New York. To cover that number, I need to squeak out 3 more wins.
Problem is,
I think that's the worst one you've made yet. And that's not me being a Jets homer. I think it's close.
The problem is you're not better than any of the teams that you're playing before that. I mean, who? New England?
I think they're closer to Miami than people bet on.
That could be the one. Yeah, see,
I'm not sitting here telling you this Jets team's going to go 10-7 because that's stupid.
Of course not.
5.5 is pretty accurate. They were my UDFA yesterday. I think they'll win 6 games.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go under because I feel like it's going to be a tough slog.
I genuinely feel like year 2 of Robert Saleh is going to look exactly like year 2 of Adam Gase. You run through a gambit of bad teams or teams that have greatly disappointed, and you're catching a different level of effort, and they wind up hitting the over. By the way, most bet over in Vegas.
Really?
Most bet team in the NFL to hit over the number.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I give you a ceiling of 5 wins this year, and that means I'm gonna cover the under at 5.5. Now,
this is where it gets tough.
And you're probably not gonna like this. And I know there are certain people listening that are not gonna like this. And it may make me sound like an idiot because yesterday I did take them as my UDFA. But if I'm putting money on
Man, you talk about hedging a bet. You're taking them on both sides?
I'm taking them on both sides. It's the Carolina Panthers. Somebody pointed out in the YouTube comments yesterday, that's a lot of ifs, Tank. Oh, I understand it's a lot of ifs.
Oh, it was a lot of ifs.
That's a lot of ifs. You got to have a lot of things go really, really right for the Carolina Panthers to surpass their 6.5 game line in Vegas for wins this year. And it's because of those ifs that I'm hedging. I will take Carolina with my final pick to go under 6.5 wins because I'm not going to be shocked if they start the season 0-7.
That's an interesting strategy to take the same team on both sides of this. I will not be doing that. Now it's a question of which one of the 2 teams I have left do I think you would take. There's one that I feel like you believe in more than the other. So I'm going to take the other one. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh.
It's not by much. I think that team goes 8-9. Missing Deshaun Watson for 11 weeks. You're playing in the toughest division in the league. Well, second toughest division in the league. I don't think they missed it by much. But, I mean, this gets to a point where you're having to hypothesize to the highest degree because they didn't miss high on many teams. And it's not so much that I don't believe in Cleveland. I just think you're going to be a year away. There's too much instability. 8.5 is a high number. I mean, they're at the same number as the Raiders and the Saints.
Which is dumb.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel like
I thought it would adjust. When Deshaun, the 11 games came out, I thought it would adjust and they'd go down to 7.5. But I guess Vegas is trying to play both sides of the ledger here.
Yeah. All right. And that means it's UDFA time.
I will not be shocked if we say the same team here.
We count down from 3 and then both say a name. 3, 2, 1.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh, he's going Dolphins. I'm going Giants. The Dolphins at 8.5.
Oh, you totally could have. Oh, no, I didn't take them yesterday. I'd mentioned them, but I didn't go over.
Yeah. I don't believe in the Giants. I never have. And maybe I will at some point, but until you replace the quarterback, I'm not going to believe there's much room for growth there. I like some of your weapons, but I just don't know that Brian Daboll is ready for prime time as a head coach in this league with a mediocre roster.
I have no fear of Brian Daboll, really. I look at the Giants and the Jets in very much the same boat. You cannot pick that high, and I feel like you have picked reasonably well. I know Brian Haynes lost his mind about Kadarius Toney, but I would say he's probably warmed up to that a year later.
Sure.
At some point, you pick this high for this long, you've infused so much talent that's not same old Jets, same old Giants, that you have to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sitting here telling I think 7.5 is the perfect number. Bad division. You do catch the Cowboys twice. You do catch Washington twice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think Washington's better than them. But would it be shocking to me if they split those? No.
No. But even if they split those, I'm looking at their schedule going, I got you at 4. I got you at 4 wins right now, guaranteed. Because I think you'll go to Seattle and win that game. You'll beat the Chicago Bears. Houston Texans, I think that'll be closer than they want it to be.
Oh, I would agree.
Okay, now I'm pulling teeth to get to 4.
I understand. I do the same thing with Miami. Miami opens the schedule with New England at home. I think that's a win. Then you go at Baltimore, the Bills, and at the Bengals. You could get slaughtered in 2 of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, you catch the Jets. Vikings, Steelers, back-to-back. Ugh. Lions, Bears, woohoo! Uh-oh. Browns, 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers, Patriots.
Yeah.
It's a bleak schedule.
It's going to be tough. Again, first-year head coach. You don't know what Tua is going to be this year. You don't know how the chemistry with him and Tyreek is going to be. You can listen to the coaches and you can listen to the players. They're all talking, teal-colored glasses. But when it comes down to it, this is still a team that has a lot of question marks, a lot of new faces, and the chemistry may not be there for them to win this many games. So Miami at 8.5 is Jeremy's UDFA, and I'm taking under 7.5 for the New York Giants. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Coming up next, most important message of the day.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south. Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Future 26 eastbound delays between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 eastbound slow between the French Broad River and Hendersonville Road. Again, 26 eastbound light delays between Hendersonville Road and Chimney Rock Road. 26 on the westbound side, slowing approaching Chimney Rock Road. And then traffic is stop and go 26 westbound between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound near Newfound Road, traffic is very busy. Hendersonville Road, north and southbound in Fletcher near Fanning Bridge Road, delays. Sweeten Creek Road, southbound slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sandhill Road to Bavard Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into autumn hiring with Indeed. Their all-in-one solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
When it comes to losing weight and getting healthier, there is one name that I now trust above all others, and it's Dr. Ashley Lucas. The PhD weight loss program has helped me lose more than 85 pounds since Thanksgiving. The numbers speak for themselves. The PhD team has helped me through the process with the guidance of Dr. Ashley Lucas, who is the owner and founder, and now she has a new title, best-selling author. Her new book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, is a bestseller on Amazon. PhD is helping me collapse the visceral fat that has been holding me back all these years. And I'm also learning how to break the addictions that I have with food. PhD provides me with 80% of the food that I need to have success on the program, and at under 210 pounds, it has opened up a whole new world to me. Get Dr. Ashley Lucas's book, 5 Steps to Reset the Scale, at myphdweightloss.com. PhD Weight Loss, the official weight loss program of the Clemson Tigers and their fans.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
So the Ingles 2-day sale is this Friday and Saturday. Huge savings throughout the store. And when all the products on the shelves heard we were having auditions to be in the sale, everybody wanted in. Come see for yourself. The Ingles 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday.
It is the Sportsocracy, and every day we tell you, don't do crimes. Crime never pays. You don't want to be that guy. You just don't want to be that, or gal. You don't want to be that guy or gal. Don't do crimes, and crimes have been committed. Not only actual against the law crimes, but crimes against humanity. I mean, honestly, when someone can ruin all the hours that someone put into a beautiful work of art and vandalize that work of art, it's bad. But it's very bad when it is a work of art depicting someone who is near and dear to my heart. And I think every Southerner holds this person in some bit of esteem in some way. So this high school in the Dallas-Fort Worth area allows their seniors to express themselves by painting their parking spot for the upcoming school year. A young man named Will Leopard is apparently a huge fan of country music legend Dolly Parton. And he spent 40 hours painting what is a beautiful mural of Dolly Parton on his parking space. Again, he spent 40 hours on this, trying to get it ready before the start of school. And on Saturday, his mom got a call from the school that vandals had spray painted over his mural that he had spent so much time working on, and they are now in the process of trying to find out who did it. There's no excuse for vandalizing imagery of my family members. And I don't appreciate it in any stretch of the imagination. Unfortunately, surveillance video has not picked up any evidence of who might have perpetrated the crime. The school is, of course, asking for anyone with information to come forward, and there will be some sort of punishment. I don't know if a mural on a parking space, is that worth legal crimes at a high school? I would say probably not. The kid's going to work on it. He's going to repaint it. But again, don't do crimes. Don't be a jerk. It wasn't your work of art.
I'm not so much sure that my story was intended to be crimes.
Okay.
But it certainly ended as crimes. This is about Ronald Williams. He's a 48-year-old man that lives in
Florida.
There you go. The vast majority of crime stories, they happen in Florida.
Right.
He was on the Halifax River, and he saw a jet ski sitting in the water. And apparently he got on it.
Okay.
And he didn't do anything with the jet ski.
He just sat on it?
But apparently when he sat on it, it knocked off the rope that was anchoring it to the dock.
Uh-huh.
And he floated down the Halifax River. Well, then he tried to start it. That's now crimes. You have now committed grand theft because that is a vehicle and you're on it and you tried to start it. There's only one problem.
Yeah.
Well, there's two problems. One, it didn't start. Two, he can't swim.
Oh, that's
so he
bad.
floats down the river. Somebody calls in their jet ski, and here's this guy, shirtless,
stuck
on the jet ski, just going, well, I don't know what to do now. A deputy is heard on the body camera saying, so you're going to take a jet ski and you don't know how to swim.
I was just trying for the photo op.
He was being held. He has now posted bond on $3,000 bail.
Wow. I mean,
there's a lot to unpack there. First of all, don't sit on other people's things. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
True.
I can't emphasize this enough. If you cannot swim, don't get into water. Bad things happen that way. I've never understood how adults can't swim. I mean, I'm sure there's people that are afraid of the water and there are reasons.
Right.
Just like I was forced to learn how to swim.
Were you taught just
I was put in a life jacket and thrown. Figure it out.
Well, at least you got a life jacket.
I did get. Well, I mean, I was a hefty child, so.
I was gonna say, you got to give Ricky credit for that one.
Well, Jeremy sunk. Oops.
Because that is fully how I saw that going down. Was just Jeremy's 5. Oh, kicked him in the pool. Boop. Sorry.
Oh, mine was evil because I would paddle my little. I'd get out and I'd be all out of breath and back in you go.
Because I have heard stories of that's how my sister learned how to swim.
Without a life jacket?
Yeah, I don't think they had a life jacket. It was the 1970s, man. That we taught them the hard way. Right.
We smoked in cars and had lawn chairs in the back seat.
Whoever kicked her into the pool at that moment probably had a heater hanging out of their mouth at the time. It's just how it was done back in the day. I don't know. But I've heard that story several times of, when I was a kid, they just threw me into the pool. So at least you got the life jacket. I give your parents props for that one.
I have a very close family member that can't swim, and I've never been able to. Like how?
It's always one of those things that just kind of came as second nature to me. So I'm
a very good swimmer. That was always one of my things.
Yeah.
I would not use a gym that didn't have a pool. That was kind of important.
I was always way more athletic in the pool than I was outside of the pool.
At least 8 jokes, none of them nice.
Oh.
Moving on.
Oh. Yeah, don't do crimes. So, look, I see how this could be. This is just a misunderstanding. The guy wanted a photo op, and he mistakenly knocked off the anchor. Then, of course, you have to start it if you can't swim it back to shore. I've never tried to pull a jet ski in the water, but I'm sure it's pretty hard.
Don't sit on other people's things. It's very easy.
Yeah, but I don't see that as crimes.
Don't sit on my boat! Get away from my boat!
I understand. He was trying to do a good thing, though, by returning it. It's just, it didn't start.
The police did not see it that way. And that was his story. And okay, there's your story, their story. Truth probably falls in the middle.
Were there drugs involved?
Surprisingly enough, no.
Really?
No drugs or weapons involved. Nope.
Okay.
I'm still just dumbfounded. Why in the world would you sit on a jet ski in water and you cannot swim?
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Jeremy and Brian Haynes, Football Farley, as he's affectionately known by the House of Reprehensibles here in the Sportsocracy, will be kicking off our half marathon of fantasy football coverage. Everything you need to win your league, all of the lists, all of the just hilarity that will ensue. All live on YouTube tomorrow at 9 a.m.
All of our super chats going to Eblin Charity's St. Nicholas Project. This is a big charity event, so obviously all of the contributions are greatly appreciated, and we're looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to being back on camera with Football Farley. Now, here's the question. How long does it take before I get him to swear at me?
Oh, first minute and a half.
I have no less than 7 less than nice things because I know how he views the world.
Oh, gosh.
But I try to cram those into the first 5 minutes.
just to start it off in the most hilarious way that you possibly can.
Absolutely.
See if you can induce the blow up. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, you might be new to the program. You did not see our draft coverage from 2 years ago. This is the guy that lost his mind when the New York Giants, his team, drafted Kadarius Toney, and it was one of the greatest blow-ups you've ever seen in your life. It was the last need that we needed.
I will be posting it on the socials this evening.
I can't wait.
I might have done a flashback video with that in it.
So we have official word now that the North Carolina-Florida A&M game will go on tomorrow night. Is that correct?
It is a go, yes.
All right. So,
and they are apparently still only going to have 7 healthy offensive linemen.
Well, I mean, they've got to get the check. We covered this earlier in the program there were some ineligibility things that cropped up with the Florida A&M program. They got a lot of transfers, and apparently 20 of their guys are not eligible to play because their paperwork hasn't been processed properly. And that leaves them with 7 offensive linemen, and there was a rumor going around that they could cancel the game or forfeit the game with the Tar Heels tomorrow night at Greene Stadium because it's unsafe for them to play with so few players.
According to the AP story, they originally had chosen to not play this game, but apparently in the last 12 to 18 hours, they have changed their mind, and they have boarded a flight for Chapel Hill.
It's the moment you've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up after the break, Jeremy is going to channel his best midseason form as we kick off the picks to end off the show here each and every Friday in the Sportsocracy. Week 0 bangers are coming up next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is crawling 26 westbound between Upward Road to just after Chimney Rock Road. An accident here has the roadway shut down. Onlooker delay has 26 eastbound stop and go between Hendersonville Road and Chimney Rock Road. Again, 26 westbound delays between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road southbound between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road delays. I'm Lemon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies Labor Day event is here. Start a season of productivity with up to 48% off Vostro laptops with 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
There's a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines, and everyone has an opinion. So I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. Go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
When you bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive, you could save money, but it doesn't cover any terrible memories living rent-free in your head.
Remember when one of your best players got injured, but not like on a play or anything? He got injured celebrating a play, and it's not like it was a game-winning play or in the playoffs. And he was out the rest of the season because he was injured while celebrating? Yeah.
Sorry, we can't save you from that memory, but we could save you money bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Renters insurance and bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
It's week 2 in the Buncombe County Game of the Week, and we get to see the Pisgah Bears make the trip over to Inca to take on the Jets. This will be the season opener for Mike Sexton's ball club, who look to carry over the momentum from a playoff run a year ago. Sports Tank Friday gets us started at 6:30. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 7. On AM 1400 and TuscolaRadio.com, it's East Rutherford at Tuscola. Cowboy John and the gang will get things going at 7. The best coverage of high school football is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
Roots and wings. The 2 greatest gifts any parent can give their kid. But when it's time for them to head off to college, there's also groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions, and futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingles, we have all the comforts of home right around the corner. We know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. a premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Coffee's the closers only.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
In the words of the nitty-gritty dirt band, I've been waiting all winter for the time to be right just to bring you along, so baby, get ready. I got 7 picks for you. Week 0 in college football. First, Nevada is an 8-point favorite at New Mexico State. That's stupid. This started at 16.5, and apparently the friends and family members of New Mexico State have been betting their life savings on this because nobody with an IQ above salad dressing would not take Nevada. Give me the Wolfpack, -8. Next, Nebraska's an 11.5-point favorite in Dublin, Ireland against the Northwestern Wildcats. There's one problem with this. Northwestern is god-awful, horrible, lost virtually all the talent on this team -1 offensive tackle. Great, no pass rush coming from the left side. Everything else goes Nebraska. Huskers -11.5. Utah State's a 26.5-point favorite against UConn. UConn might be able to cover this against a high-level high school team. They're the worst FBS team I have ever seen. I don't care if Jim Mora's their head coach. I don't care if it's junior, senior. I don't care. Give me Utah State -26.5. Florida Atlantic's a 7-point favorite against the Charlotte 49ers. Apparently there is some narrative that Charlotte is good. I do not know where this came from, and I do not know who is perpetuating this lie, but it is not accurate. FAU -7, the time you've been waiting for.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning! We're on a Thunder. UTEP's a 1.5-point dog against North Texas, and that's ridiculous. North Texas figured something out at the end of the year. They went greatly run heavy. The only problem is they don't have the personnel to do that. If you beat bad teams, it doesn't mean you can beat good ones. Give me UTEP +1.5. Hawaii is a 9.5-point dog against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt shouldn't be a 9.5-point favorite against a group of Girl Scouts. This is stupid. Hawaii on the island, I think they pulled the upset outright. And finally, Wyoming is a 14-point dog against Illinois. They're replacing virtually everybody. There's one great big problem. Illinois couldn't score at a frat party if they brought the beer. Give me Wyoming +14.
Yeah, there it is. The first explosion of the year. Week 0. Take those bets over to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get that 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500.
That felt good. And I get to do that 2 whole times next week.
It's so great. Football is back, baby. And, yeah, next week, that's when everything kicks off in earnest. But week 0, it's still real football. Now we're going to have actual records for some teams in college football. And I can't wait.
Next week is where it happens in earnest. That was basically like the dress rehearsal. That was like the week 3 preseason game for me.
And I would say you knocked it out of the park like Damian Pierce.
I have a feeling that frat party line is going to be used more than once.
So good.
I used to say that in a stand-up act. I didn't actually plan that. It just kind of came out. That's the beauty of that segment. You never actually know what I'm going to say.
True. And then all the coverage or all of the action gets underway tomorrow. First kickoff of the day, Austin P and Western Kentucky. Let's go.
Woo! If you're watching that
Hilltoppers
game,
and the Governors.
if you're watching that game, you have a problem.
But then you got the big game on Fox at 12:30, which is the Notre Dame game, or not the Notre Dame game.
Notre Dame is nowhere near week 0.
They're in Ireland, though. They are in Dublin, Nebraska against Northwestern.
These are a lot of bad games. Look, Nebraska has gotten a bad reputation. I can't emphasize this enough that the non-Adrian Martinez-ness of this offense is enough to cover this number against Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think Casey Thompson's a great quarterback? No. Northwestern can't score. And there are 2 different lines in this that I just look at. How exactly are you supposed to score enough points to cover this?
Mm-hmm.
Illinois will be lucky if they score 14 points in the entire game. Do you remember how bad that offense was last year? Yeah, they beat Nebraska. Name me the high watermark after that. The 43 overtime thriller against Penn State that I think the final score was 17-15.
You got several coaches making their debuts with their new teams or at all in college football coming up this weekend. I was kind of shocked you went for the Fighting Willie Taggarts of Florida Atlantic.
It didn't make me feel good. I mean, I don't feel warm and fuzzy about it, but this misnomer that Charlotte they could pull the upset. Well, I mean, they could fly, but it's not highly likely.
Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as we kick off the half marathon. 12 hours of fantasy football coverage, jokes, hilarity will ensue, and it will go until 9 p.m. tomorrow night. We will see you then, and then back here on ESPN Asheville, 3 o'clock on Monday.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, high humidity and a daily dose of thunderstorms for this last weekend of August. Most of the big rains, again, to our south. Just an isolated storm here for this evening, 63 degrees in the valley. Afternoon storm Saturday, 84. An isolated storm Sunday with a high of 84 degrees. Will be in the mid-80s Monday and Tuesday with PM storms to finish out August. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is crawling 26 westbound between Upward Road to just after Chimney Rock Road due to an accident. Currently all westbound lanes shut down. 26 eastbound onlooker delay. Expect heavy volume between Fanning Bridge Road and Chimney Rock Road. 26 westbound, again slow west of Airport Road to Long Shoals Road. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sand Hill Road to Pond Road, delays. Near Avery Creek, Pavard Road north and southbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound near Fletcher, approaching Fanning Bridge Road, delays. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road, light delays. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
It's the Labor Day sale at Mattress Warehouse.